slide job. Join real quick. There he is. Whoa.
I think somebody was talking, but I couldn't hear it.
That's alright.
Maybe he was talking to his party.
We are, when you're ready to go, to start the stream, we're ready to go.
Okay. Also, what are we doing for lap counts?
I haven't heard anyone streaming yet, but we'll use the pace car like we did last night. We'll just have to give you guys updates. If one of you wouldn't mind, just pay attention to commentator chat number 1. Just one of you can look at that. We'll just post the lap, periodically as the laps are on.
That, or I don't know if one of you will have the stream up, but if it's out, I can say something on stream because I work off lap counts a lot. So.
Alright, well, yeah, Ford, if you want to give lap counts, if you want to jump in and out, that's fine too.
Yeah, I can probably jump in and out.
That, or if
Okay.
one of you wants to message me on Xbox. Because I have my Xbox up the whole time, so. For the game, obviously.
Yeah. Either one. Either I'll jump in or send you a message. We'll get an accurate lap when they cross the start-finish line to get it to you.
Okay. Also, can somebody message me? I want to say it's about 20. I know what the stage lengths are because it's the same as Vegas and all that. It's all the same lengths. But I think it's around 20 or something. But when y'all get in risk, if you can message me like a fuel number, see what they're
Maybe.
getting. I forgot to look.
For times 3 wear,
Yeah.
I think it's 18 laps. 18 or
Yeah.
19.
Hey guys, we gotta get this thing started.
Alright.
So whenever you're ready.
I'm good to go. Well, I mean, I can't read stuff anyway because my phone will die.
Actually, what I might do is jump in a race or jump in a test session and see what the fuel count is
Okay. That'll work.
while they're qualifying.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright, Worm, whenever you're ready, I'm good. I mean, I can't read the stuff off. By the way, I'm also better on strategy stuff, just FYI. I can do some call-outs stuff, but my strongest suit is strategy. Especially when I don't know the rosters as well.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you're ready to go, you can start and introduce us. We'll introduce you, and then you can do the flight.
We do the race intro after quali, like the national anthem and stuff. We do that after quali.
No, you do it before.
Oh, we do it before.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
Mhm.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are with Fast Family League Showdown, opening round, race 12. Tonight we've got BRL going up against the Mountain Dew Series. I've got here with me Mr. Slide Job and Ford Tough, both commissioners. Mr. Slide Job, how is everything going with this tournament so far, and how was last night?
Oh man, it's been going great. Last night we hit the halfway point in the opening round. We're at race 11. It was a really great race, highly competitive between those two teams. If you didn't watch, definitely go check the stream, but it was a little on the high side versus UTR Urge to Rush. Very highly contested. But at the end of the day, a little on the high side, just edged out UTR 319 to an even 300. Big shout outs to Only on Wheels taking the win for his team and collecting 47 points. He outscored his opponents. Unfortunately, it was not enough by his other fellow league members to get it done. But another shout out to Noggin Jr. coming home with 49 points, leading his other league drivers and leading that winning team. So it was fantastic. Ford, what did you think of that race?
oh man, it was definitely action packed. Definitely little bit of bump and runs. Had a few cautions. Nothing really major. They put on a great show. They were very excited to be there. I think there was a lot of anxiety getting to them. Is the reason why some people made mistakes. But you know, I went back and watched it even after calling the race. So it was definitely very exciting to watch.
Absolutely. Vegas always that way. You know, there were a lot of league drivers that gambled, and it was really cool to watch. So, with that being said, we are going to introduce our awesome commentators tonight. First and foremost, we have a brand new streamer for the Showdown tonight. It'll be Worm Rider. So, Worm Rider, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself so the fans can get to know you a little bit better?
Well, I kind of got into Big Worm. That's right. Kind of got into the heat scene probably about March or so this year, and tagged up with a few leagues. Got more into broadcasting, just kind of watching them, trying to learn. So I was kind of leaned more towards that than racing. And you know, I'm particularly enjoying it. I mean, the people you meet, everybody you interact with. So I'm tickled to be up here tonight.
Absolutely, we are very excited to have you, and can't wait to see what you got tonight. All right, moving on. We actually have one of our league owners from one of the leagues that was eliminated earlier in the competition from Checker Chasers League. We have Mr. Devin Allen, or as you know him, BHD Money. So, how are you doing, sir? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
How's it going, guys? I'm excited to be here tonight. I've been running NASCAR Heat for about a little over a year now. Been running for quite a while, so I have a few inside information on one of the leagues here, and hopefully I can provide some good insight on tonight's race, and hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Absolutely.
So when you have an insight, who are you pulling for? Who do you think is going to take the win?
I don't know much about Victory Lane Racing, but I do know quite a bit about Mountain Dew Southern Series. I know those guys can put down some fast laps of the day. I've personally witnessed it. You don't know if you're going to be finishing first or 10th between those guys. So I expect it to be a very competitive race between both teams.
So you think
Absolutely.
they're gonna do the do, huh?
Definitely going to be awesome. All right, and last but not least, we are joined by another returning member of our broadcast team. K. Harvick fan is in the booth tonight. So, K. Harvick fan, how have you enjoyed this tournament so far, and what are you looking forward to tonight?
It's been fun. Of course, we're headed to Homestead for the first time tonight. I don't like Homestead. It's one of those tracks you can run up by the wall, or if you know how to do it right, you can run the bottom. Excuse me. Tire wear isn't too big of a deal, but it'll come into play, especially off to turn 2. You tend to get pretty loose coming off 2 for whatever reason. Especially if you run a little bit lower on the racetrack. So I look for that to be an action spot. I think pitting here is going to be interesting because it's a little bit different from normal, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the strategy. But no, overall, a lot of great racing so far. Vegas the other night on Wednesday and last night both were really fun. Atlanta was really fun. So all in all, great so far. I also want to say I apologize for the noise that you guys heard. I thought my mic was muted, so that's my bad. But
well, thank you very much, and yeah, we are definitely excited to see our first Homestead Miami race. So right now, we will go trackside for the pre-race ceremonies, and then your commentators will be right back with some introductions of the leagues and rosters, and then we'll get some qualifying action in.
We appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight with VRL up against Mountain Dew Southern Series. Make sure I've got the audio up for it. VHD, Harvey.
Yes, sir.
All right. So tonight we've got VRL and Mountain Dew Southern Series. VRL looks like we've got a Texas Boy 77 in the 4 car. The number 3 is Unsworn Son. I like that name. Number 6 is a Chubb 589. Then you've got number 8 with a Woody XCA. And the 11 car for VRL is Briefers Sub 2449. Hope I said that right. Number 14, you've got Diesel Dude 44. With number 20, we've got Bad Hunt House. 41 is Car 59 Panthers. And number 48, we've got the Blessed Hand.
But y'all can go ahead and join.
We've got the Blessed Hand 28. And the number 95 for VLR is Statcha Doc 95. VHD, you want the Mountain Dew Southern Series roster?
Sure thing. In the number 9 car for the Mountain Dew Southern Series, we have league admin / owner Chase Elliott 9. In the number 2 car, we have Baby J Birds. In the number 12 car for the Mountain Dew Southern Series, we have Tommy Guns 33. In the number 18 car, we have PTH the Goat. In number 19, we have Wonder Bread. In number 22, we have Shark Card 334. 24 car, we have MEA Infamous. 38 car for the Mountain Dew Southern Series is Punisher 9092. In the 42 car, K Seeple 99. And in the 51 car, we have KFB 18 for the Mountain Dew Southern Series.
All right, so right now we're just waiting on getting the invite to head into the qualifying. So everybody just bear with me. Everybody out there, who we got winning tonight? I see a lot of people piling in at the last minute. Make sure you're 6 feet apart, got your mask on and your Germ-X when you high five. So let's see. Repeat, just see you out there. Got a few more that's throwing in follows, and we appreciate that a lot. So a little bit about VLR. They run on a Tuesday nights. They was formed around May of 2020 this year. So they've got about 16, 17 members, saying they're a tight-knit, family-like group. So they've known each other for a pretty good while, but it was established this year they want the insight of having the fastest group. So they're saying there's somebody to watch for. They've actually went out of preset into custom. So they're testing those waters. They race clean, they have fun, that's what it's about, but still stay competitive. And what about this Mountain Dew series? You tell me about that, VHD.
Yes, so Mountain Dew Southern Series was formed a little earlier this year. It's formed around June time of 2020. It was made of a few friends that wanted to have a league of excellence with drivers from all over the world. They have actually expanded into Xfinity and Truck Series to hope to help develop new and exciting drivers to help make this Xbox Heat community a very, very exciting place to be. So I'm excited to see what those guys are going to be able to do tonight.
It is going to be interesting. Both these have got some powerhouses in them, and I've heard a lot of people out in the community been talking about one Texas boy and a Diesel Dude. So it's going to be a pretty tight-knit race, I think. All reckon we're still waiting on getting everything set out for the qualifying.
We just got invites.
Texas boy, Blessed Hands, and Diesel Dude coming from Foxhound saying they are fast. Yeah, my invite didn't come.
Okay, Harvick fan, do you have any insight as to how these drivers will be able to run or how they'll be able to compete?
Pardon? Could you say that again? Sorry, I had a slight audio issue, but I got it fixed.
Do you happen to have any insight on any of these drivers and how they'll be able to compete?
Not really, but not as for the drivers. I'm not as familiar with these two leagues in particular. That's been one challenge, but it's been a nice challenge of the whole tournament. Is you get a lot of leagues that you're not familiar with, a lot of new people, but a lot of new people to learn how they drive, and it puts on some good racing. Excuse me. I think Homestead as a track, though, will provide a really good race here tonight. Once again, if you can make it work with the multiple grooves, particularly the outside, when that outside works, it's always fun to watch.
Thank you for the strategy. Worm Rider, do you have any insight as to what you think the driver to beat is tonight?
Man, it being preset, I've seen them run, and I'm thinking they all going to be chasing Chase Elliott.
It's a very good choice. I think the driver to beat, from the drivers that I do know, I think PTH is the GOAT driving for the Mountain Dew Southern Series League. I think he's one guy that does not make mistakes. He is one guy that you are hoping for him to make a mistake. Otherwise, I don't see how you're going to get around it. But with that being said, I do not know much about the other league, so I'm excited to see what we have in store for us.
It looks like there's a lot of playing Blessed Hands out there. So that should be 148 Blessed Hands. He's going to win. We've got Trav calling it right now. So we'll see if when we get done with all these laps, if he's right. It's loading in for me right now.
And we got the number 9 car taking the first warm-up lap of this race at Miami Speedway. Hopefully he can lay down a fast lap time.
One of your league owners as well.
I looked at the pit window. The pit window is going to be between 20 to 21 laps. 21 laps is probably going to be stretching, especially the way this track eats up tires. But so I would say between 19 and 21, depending on if they save tires or not.
Okay, cool. And that'll be something to keep an eye on too, especially for the last stage. But we'll get there when time comes for it. But no, I definitely think that's going to be something to keep an eye on as far as putting strategy together, putting tires. I think strategy is going to come into play in this race. I'm hoping, and I have a feeling that this race could go relatively green. So we'll have to wait and see, but it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. But I'll crunch the numbers for that and get a little strategy insight once we get a little bit into the first stage.
This looks like the one that everybody's saying to watch is a Blessed Hand. He'll be riding in the 48. He'll ride with a bad Hunt House. We saw one qualifying a minute ago. He kind of had a little rub-in with the wall. So hopefully that won't affect it too much for him.
Well, and you'll find that here too. One thing about this place that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, and really could be a big challenge tonight, it's going to be an outside wall. I mentioned one of the preferred grooves here is running up by that wall. You don't see them doing that in qualifying as much so far. Some guys anyway, because the bottom is the shortest distance around. However, here the top, once you get into a race, you carry a lot of momentum around that outside, especially if you just are barely off the wall, just hugging that wall. But you don't want to hit it. We have damage on tonight, so you get in that wall, it's going to hurt you aerodynamically, and draft is a big deal, so are your aerodynamics. You get any damage, it could cost you a good bit of speed, so we'll have to keep an eye on it throughout the night.
It'll definitely be interesting to see what lane these drivers choose to run as these green flag runs get longer. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Now, you touched something on, you said about 19 to 21 laps on a tank. You think they're going to kind of keep it split and not run tires down to make the max stay high or low? Or?
Well, the first two stages, what you're going to find, and if we get an early caution, and I'll touch on this when we get there, but you'll see guys on pit road. And every caution we get is going to change the strategy up just a little bit each time. Because depending on what you do and depending on whether you come in or you stay out, determines where you can make it on fuel, tires, all those things. It's all going to come into play. And I also say, too, as far as these guys running around on worn tires, I do think it'll become a handling factor, but I don't foresee anybody burning the tires off the car or blowing the tire or anything like that. But I do see it becoming a big handling factor, particularly off turn 2, because for whatever reason that corner in this game and in Heat 4 really had a tendency to become very loose on exits, so especially as the run went on.
All right, right now we're riding with the Static Haddock 95. Well, it'll be an easy number to call. Looks like he's going to try to get his last couple of laps qualifying in. It seems a lot of them's been qualifying on the middle lane. Is that a better run for this track? I mean, it is. Track temperature is going to play a factor in this since we are running in the day, midday.
I think the main reason right now you're seeing, I saw a couple people on the bottom, I saw 1, 2 on the top. It kind of factors back into the multi lanes. This place, though, you run a little bit higher. This place has variable banking, so as you go up the corner, the bottom lane has a little bit less banking than the middle. The middle has a little bit less banking than the outside lane. So the more banking, you can carry a little bit more speed and hold it a little bit better. But of course, the lower you go down the track, the less distance you have to go. So there's kind of a balance there. And as far as the middle goes, I think that wasn't a bad move for qualifying because you can carry a little bit more speed up there in the middle while still running kind of a shorter distance compared to what you would if you hugged the wall. I'll also say, with that, kind of give yourself a little bit of room for error. I suspect a lot of these guys are on a looser preset right now for qualifying. So it kind of, if you get a little bit loose, you give yourself a little bit more room to catch yourself.
And I also think it's really dependent on the driver's driving style. What is more efficient for them on whether if they should be running the bottom, middle, or top lane. So we'll be seeing what these lap times will be, what these guys' lap times will be, and if the lanes that they chose work out for them.
Well, right now we're rolling with a PTH Goat. He looks like he's going to hold it on the kind of run in the middle. So it should be pretty interesting.
Agreed.
One thing that I am interested to see is pit entry and pit exit. As we all know, Miami is one of the few speedways that has a entry and exit access road. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys handle that, and if there will be any mistakes entering or exiting pit road. I know for me personally, a part of the Checker Chasers League, one big mistake that I personally made was pit entry, and I ended up spinning out and had to make one complete lap around the track before I was able to enter pit lane. So how you enter pit lane will definitely affect how your race is going to go the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Well, and something that's a little bit different, well, it's not really different, but We've seen this at a couple other tracks. Being I know Atlanta, we saw it, and Vegas, we saw it. Believe it was done at Charlotte as well. Was that you had to, unlike real life where you see guys kind of pull right off and go off into the pits exiting turn 4 here. For this race this evening, you're gonna have to commit to pit road on the backstretch and run the access road all the way around 3 and 4. So it's gonna take you a lot longer to get to pit road. You're gonna have to be more careful because sometimes, especially on worn tires, that access road can be a little bit treacherous. Can't go too wide down there. All multiple things that typically we don't have to deal with in some of these other races, even when you have to go on pit road. For example, the being too wide, you can't pass on the access road like we've seen some other guys do. I know at Atlanta the other night, saw somebody gain a lot of time on pit entry just by gaining a couple spots while on the apron because he was able to maximize speed down there and get around a couple guys. But the Atlanta apron's wider as well. Here, you got to be careful. You don't want to get in the grass on either side of it. So there's a lot of time to either be gained or lost just by simple little mistakes that you can do. And you have to use it on both ends, coming in, obviously, and then also coming out. Once again, you got to run that access road all the way around to the backstretch. So a lot of extra time going to be gained or lost on pit road here tonight, just based on even entry and exit.
Yeah, I was with you on that pit row incident in that race there, BHD. So, yeah, that pit strategy entering is major something everybody needs to watch for because you can easily lose it. So we've got Foxhound Boss. They're calling it Blessed Hands winning.
Oh, is that what the chat thinks? Well, what do you think the odds are for that driver to win the race?
I'm not in Vegas no more, so my gambling days are done.
What is it? What does the chat think tonight?
They're seeing a lot of blessed hands. So we'll see if VLR's blessed hands is going to carry the torch for him or if the whole team's going to be riding off that torch.
Will his hands be blessed among the controller or steering wheel? We will soon find out.
That is true. They'll hold
Looks
the
like
water for him
qualifying
or not.
practice.
That is one thing I have seen. A lot of drivers in this tournament have been running controller and wheel, so it would be interesting to see if we can tell which drivers are running what and if that works out to their advantage or not.
We've got somebody
either
saying
one has its
PTH Goat and
advantages.
Chase Elliott now.
Qualifying just wrapped up, so we'll see who got pulling and back out and wait for Mr. Slidejob or Ford Tough to send us our invite to the race so we can get the action underway. It still be fun though. I love this place.
1 to 5
Homestead's
odds.
really fun. Not to see.
It looks like we've got Punisher from Mountain Dew Series taking the pole spot. And KFB from Mountain Dew taking the outside spot on the pole. So,
I love that gamer tag.
one Texas boy sitting in third. And Jay the Berserker is riding in fourth. So we're going to bounce out, wait for the invite, and get back to racing here in a second. Nah, the broadcast is still here. We're just waiting for the confirmation to come into the race. Alright, we're back live on stream. Alright,
I added you as a friend, so.
Yeah, just let us know when to accept that.
Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta figure out when I'm supposed to accept mine.
Warren, you live on your stream right now?
I am. We're on the Fox sound. That may be me going off. I'm not for sure. I may need to mute my notifications. There we go. Thanks for calling that out, bud. Always glad to have the chat help. Because I cannot hear how it sounds. If it sounds like bad, I won't know it unless y'all tell me.
Join.
I will need an invite.
Alright. Invite to game. There you go. Worm, you good?
I'm
I
good.
need one.
Alright. Alright, boys.
Alright, guys.
When you guys send me an invite, I guess you didn't hear me.
Oh, well, I guess we already gone racing. It looks like a Punisher has taken the lead on it. I believe Punisher is from Mountain Dew series. We have got details number KFB 18. Yeah, we're a little slow on our takeoff. It looks like we got a little shaking up in the back. Chubbs is in mid-pack. We'll kind of ride with him for a moment.
Hang on a minute.
And it looks we have KFB in the inside looking to keep his lead. It will be interesting to see how will be able to hold off the number 4 car. It looks like number 4 car is running for the Victory Lane Racing 1 Texas Boy 77. As Texas Boy is running the outside of KFB.
Looks like number 20 is pushing them on the outside and bringing 48 with them. 38 got left to hang.
One of you guys can send me a game invite, please, for didn't hear me.
Let me see if I can track you down. Can't do that right in the middle of the stream.
Hold on a minute.
Looks like we have got a good fight up front with 4. Oh, and KFB gets a little bit loose and spinning on the back stretch. Looks like
not gonna be.
Looks like nobody else was collected, so it looks like they may keep going green. One Texas Boy, the captain of VRL, is trying to get past 20 on the high side. PhD,
And those,
we getting some heavy clicking from your side.
And those two are teammates, so it's interesting to see that these guys are battling this hard just to keep the same amount of points. Hopefully we see them guys work together a little bit better to keep their positions and hopefully get some good stage points.
Jay the Berserker is going to... It looks like he's trying to take that 4th position. And they are running that high side. A little scratch into the wall ain't going to hurt nobody.
And as we see the number 6 car running in the 5th lane, he has run the high side, 24 right below him. 48 and the 21 directly in front of him. We got some tight racing coming across the start-finish line going into turn 1.
There we go. I tell you what, you talked about him getting in the wall. I mentioned that pre-race. That's going to be one of the things that'll happen here tonight too. Get in the wall, you get a little bit of damage. And don't be too surprised to see people in the wall. You're going to see it. We already have so far, but you'll see a little bit more of it. But that's part of the handling going to start to go away on these cars, and with the presets. These cars aren't perfect. With a preset, you try to get as close as you can to a what you want, but usually if you practice, there's gonna be some changes you're already gonna want to make before you even start.
Oh, we got contact. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've got a caution. We've got mess all over the back stretch. Hey, splattered.
Witnessed it firsthand. 48 car got into the front, in the left front corner of the 21 car, and sent him into the wall, which caused that pile up line.
That was some pretty hard racing right there, but that's part of it, getting loose a little bit.
And we will start to see these cars handling going away as these green laps go further and further. I would expect every single vehicle will be coming into the pit lane this time around to make their adjustments.
Indeed, they'll also get a fresh set of tires, and I'll be interested to know where we are on a lap count. If Ford or somebody is listening, hopefully we can get that, but because this is going to shake the strategy up a little bit. I'm going to guess we're probably about 9-10 laps in, maybe a little bit less, but stage was only 39 laps, so looking at that, if we're at lap 10 and they pit here, it's going to put them about lap 30 if you go 20 laps. Fuel's about 19 to 21, probably a little bit closer to 20, 19 in that area. 21 is a little bit of a stretch, but definitely not impossible. So if we're about lap 10, it would put them lap 30, but we'll hopefully try to get an official number on that. We'll see, but yeah, definitely everybody going to be down pit road. They're going to make those adjustments that I just talked about. You usually know what you want to do to the car on a preset before you start the race, if you've practiced. And fresh set of tires and fuel wouldn't be too bad either.
Well, we know they're probably going to make it on the fuel. What about the tires? You think they're going to be able to stretch it out the whole stage with tires, or are we going to see some more pitting?
We'll have one more pit stop before the stage is over. You can't quite make it on fuel. I don't know what lap we're on, but we're on about. We would have to be about lap 20 for them to make it on fuel from here. So I don't think we're quite there yet. We'll have to see. But I think tires will hold to the end of the run. But I do think there'll become a handling problem once you get towards the end of the run. Probably about 12, 13 laps in, you'll start to feel the handle the way on your older tires. But I think
just like we predicted, looks like all vehicles will be coming down pit road this time by. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments these cars make as they make their pit stops. It'll be interesting to see who will be coming out on top. Currently, we have the number 4 car leading the pack, followed by the number 20, followed by the 48 car. Everybody's talking about them blessed hands. 28, he's currently sitting in third. We will soon find out where he'll be coming out on these pit stops.
Indeed. I don't think we have any lap down cars yet. I believe everybody still remains on the lead lap, so no free pass or wave around going to be given out here. And they're making a little bit of contact under caution. That's probably not the best thing to do.
It looks like the 22 of Shark car decided to stay out. So that should...
We have a big incident.
And coming out of pit road, you have the number 4 car leading the pack, followed by the number 20 and the 48. Looks like these guys are staying in pretty much the same order that they came in, guys.
For the most part, and that was to be expected. Everybody definitely took 4 and full fuel, couple adjustments, probably wedge tape, probably some tire pressure adjustments. So routine pit stop, routine pit service for everybody there. Shouldn't be too much discrepancy in pit times. Now, interesting, if those cars that indeed actually did stay out, they're going to be on a different pit strategy here for the stage. So this will be interesting to keep an eye on.
So apparently I've got everybody freaked out about a cursor. Yes, it is going across the stream. So nobody's on drugs yet. But we are in Miami, so you know how far it goes.
Gonna line them back up. We're gonna head to green. I'm gonna guess we'll either go this time or next. But the pace car might have blacked out.
I think the pace car might be asleep. Somebody get that guy some ice cream.
I think the pace car done. He had a rough day. I think I had to put the pace car in the garage a little bit early. I don't know though. I think I saw him on pit road.
He's on pit road. He might have got hit.
Tough break for the pace car.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. He won't get to finish the race.
The rest of these guys they're going to come off turn 2, work their way down the back.
It looks like we've got that number 4 of Texas sitting in the starting spot. So he's going to... pace cars went 2 laps down. Like one Texas boy's got it on the inside, and that would be Bad Hunt House, his teammate on the outside. So it kind of looks right now as if VRL or VLR has got the 1-2 on the restart. So it's going to be interesting if they work together or against.
Well, you're going to want to work. If you're smart, you're going to want to help your teammates. You guys are all racing for the same points, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a lot of people forget. They get in the moment and they try to outrun their teammate. It's like, look, guys, run together. Y'all all got to finish.
And as we enter turn 1 into turn 2, we have the top 3 drivers all from Victory Lane Racing. We have the number 4 car of One Texas, followed by the number 48 car on the inside of Blessed Hands, followed by the 20 car of Bad Hunt House. So far, Victory Lane Racing has taken control of this race here at Miami Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like Punisher. Looks like Punisher is about the only car from Mountain Dew Series up in the top 7.
Yes,
they want to
Mountain Dew
get some
Southern.
points. They're going to have to get some more guys up there. Right now, that's probably not going to cut it. I saw something similar to this the other day in the Wednesday race that I did between American SNL and Shake and Bake. Those guys, they didn't have too many guys in the top 10, and ultimately they got beat at the end of the day. So they definitely need to get some more guys up here, and especially in between or in front of all these VLR guys, because right now, if the stage were to end right now, they would have a lot of points.
Exactly. I'm riding along with this number 9 car. He's sitting back in 15th, 16th spot, and he's got a lot of ground to make up from that leaderboard. I'm guessing from this angle, he is about 3 seconds down right now. So definitely a lot of time to make up between now and the end of the stage to crack that top 3 spot and get some serious stage points for the Mountain Dew Southern Series. Right now, they're just not looking that great right now.
Oh, and it looks like we've got the 22 Shark cars spinning on the front stretch. I don't know if anybody was collected with them or not.
Let's see if it brings out a caution here.
And that is definitely a product of not taking any tires on a pit stop. I believe he stayed out during that last pit stop, so definitely tires definitely played a factor into that accident. So hopefully he can get that squared away, get down pit road, and get him a fresh set of 4s and get back on the racetrack.
He seems to be having some tire issues or something the way he's slinging on that track. He may just be trying to get settled in.
We'll see. No caution yet. We still remain under the green, so it's going to keep on trucking around here. Tires, yeah, for those guys that stayed out, I don't know where we are in lap count, but if they stayed out, they should be considering.
It looks like we got number 42 involved, number 11.
That probably won't be a caution.
Yeah, it looks like there possibly was about 2 or 3. And we've got 20 to go. Thank you, Repeat. I don't know where your source is, but you need to share your source. Because we're kind of spitting in the wind and it's coming back in our eye a little bit, so we can't really see much.
Thank you, Pete. So yes, caution is out. I see the leader slowing down in turns 1 and 2. Pit road is going to be open, and you're going to come in right here. And I'm going to tell you why. If we are indeed 20 to go, once again, thank you, Pete. 20 to go. Coming back to 19 when we hit start finish right here. I don't even know if pit road will be open. Probably have to go another lap around, but you'll definitely be good on fuel and tires from here, so that won't be a problem.
21 of 39.
Right 21, so 19, or yeah, 20, hang on.
18 to go.
18 to go. I can't do math right now, apparently, or at least not part of it, but it's okay. But no, these guys are going to be good on fuel. They're going to come in pit, make any adjustments. If you were caught up in any wrecks or incidents, you're going to repair your car, come back out, make a mad dash to the end of the stage. When we go back to green, it'll probably be about 15 or 14 to go, coming to what should be 17 right here. So
it don't look like we've got any of the Mountain Dew Series broke into the top 5 right now, and that is very surprising.
Yeah, you're right. I definitely expected to see Chase Elliott and PTH the GOAT up there battling with those guys in the top 5. Right now, so far, they have a tough race going at them. Hopefully, they're able to get down pit road. Hopefully, they're able to get something figured out, and hopefully make a challenge for these guys for Victory Lane Racing.
Well, and barring we don't have any more cautions for the remainder of the stage, I want to wait and see how this turns out. As far as it goes with, if they can make their way up here, this gives them another opportunity to make some more adjustments to their car. And I believe some of those guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe some of them stayed out under that last caution, so that might be the first time they've been down pit road today.
It looks like Shark Card. Maybe he got a pit somewhere, but he's staying out again.
That's an interesting call. Oh, if he did go down pit road, that might be a bad call. So I don't know if he might be a lap down. He might be trying to get a wave around or a free pass or something.
He did, if you recall, the 22 car did end up spinning around down the backstretch, and he did end up going down pit road just a couple laps earlier, so he's definitely trying to get that wave around, getting that lead lap back, and we'll see if he does decide to come down pit road when the lap cars do come down. So I would expect him to take fresh fours along with these guys as soon as he is eligible to come back down.
Well, but if he pitted right there, if he's the free pass, he'll come back down. If he's not the free pass, he's going to definitely take the wave around here and put himself back on the lead lap and in position to still gain more spots, because in the position that he's in, he's not going to be able to get points right now if he remains a lap down. If you pit, you cannot take the wave around. You're not eligible if you're even eligible for the wave around. So, with that being said, especially also where he was down pit road, obviously he didn't want to be, but he was down pit road. I don't know that he can make it to the end of the stage, but he might be really close on this opportunity. Also gives him a chance to save a little bit of fuel and some tires under caution. So I think he could make it to the end of the stage from here, where he did pit under green not too many laps ago. So I think he'll be all right if he stays out. He's just going to have to conserve his stuff.
Yeah, that's most definitely what it's going to come down to. And he may be staying out there trying to get back in the top 10 because, I mean, on stage points, if you ain't in the top 10, you ain't getting nothing really. So, I mean, you want to fight for at least a 10th spot to give your team some kind of points.
Yes, and I'm riding with the 22 of Shark Card, and it looks like there's a lot of Mountain Dew Southern Series cars back in the back of this pack, so they're definitely going to have to make something happen in order to crack that top 10 and get some stage points and keep this race close.
Indeed, and they're going to have to do something quickly. Because after this first stage, you kind of know where you sit. And, yeah, we've seen a few leagues come back from a deficit, but you don't want to put yourself too far down. Put yourself too far down, you got a big hole to dig out of. And if you're struggling, it's going to be hard. Hopefully they can get something going and get themselves back up into play. But right now, VLR has the upper hand, I'd say.
All right, looks like we're going green this time by with 24 out of 39 in stage 1.
All right.
And it may be a strategy. Mountain Dew just kind of chilling, letting them burn the tires down, and they may pull something out.
About, I want to say 15 to go when we hit the line right here. I think, actually, it might be 14. Here we go.
They're off. And it looks like Texas boy took it.
Yes, I believe they're on lap 24 right now, give or take a lap, so they definitely don't have that much time left to make something happen. They were coming around 14 laps to go, so they're going to have to get out front and hopefully conserve them tires and make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah, they
are.
are.
They're going to have to keep their car clean.
Pit window where they don't have to get gas no more, so it's going to be a tire conserving game now. Do you burn them or do you save them?
I think at the start of this run, you're going to burn them. You want to get all the speed you can out of them, but then after that, you are going to have to fight the handling of your car, and especially like where they're coming right now, right here off turn 2. You're going to get loose there towards the end of the run, especially if you run a lower line. You're going to fight that, and that's going to provide passing opportunities once we get later into the stage. Obviously, there's already quite a few passing opportunities. You see these guys pretty well packed up. But as we get later in the stage, guys start making mistakes and getting loose off that corner. Watch for some more passing and probably maybe a little incidents and wrecking over there. We'll have to wait and see, though.
It looks like Chad had brought the attention. It looks like PTH Goat from Mountain Dew Series is on the move up to the front. Apparently he heard us. He wants that. Oh, we've got a little bump in here.
Oh, a little bit of contact between the 18 and the 20 car, and it moved the 20 car back quite a few spots. PTH definitely being aggressive going into turn 1.
We'll have to see if officials make any comment on that. I know we They talked a little bit about it, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, though, he is on a mission. He's making moves. He needs to get back up to the front. He's doing what he knows he needs to do, especially with time winding down for the stage. You need the points. Go get them.
Yeah, he looks like he's one of the Mountain Dew Series ones that's heading up there. But it looks like KBF is also making the moves with them. So
And Blessed Hands is also knocking on the door of the number 4 car, so it'll be interesting to see if these guys decide to either work together or they're going to fight it and allow PTH to seize the opportunity and take the lead.
He's going to look to do it.
PTH is going around the outside of the number 48 Blessed Hands. We'll see what happens. Oh, and 48 shuts the door on the 18. We'll see what happens. We'll see what PTH does to respond to that. Looks like he's going to stay down right behind the 48, peek around the outside to see if he can get a nice little run, and it looks like that he might.
Oh, we'll cut me infamous into Chase Elliott a little bit. Maybe
Definitely don't want to be doing that.
No, not with your teammate, definitely. Maybe the nerves are settling down.
Could be fighting a little bit of handling as well. We're getting into those worn tires. Look at KFB, got a little bit of contact there, nothing major.
And Worm, if you want to switch to PTH the GOAT, he has gotten around the 48, looking to get around the 4 car. He is right on the outside. 48 tucked down right behind him.
It looks like he's making
PTH tried ducking low.
Oh, it looks like he just took it. Looks like number 4 got.
You are correct. In the 40, and the 4 and the 48 make contact, so that's going to knock the 48 back a couple tenths of a second. And PTH has now taken the lead of this race at Miami Speedway.
There is 9 laps to go, and they come up on the line. So he's got 9 more to hold on to it. Get Mountain Dew some points.
He's working. He's working really hard. He's done a great job of getting his way through this field. Still probably got a little bit though. He's gonna have to hold on for as long as he can. Those tires are gonna start getting worn out now.
Yeah, they are pulling away. PTH and Texas are pulling away, and Texas is trying to hold that lead back going into 3, coming out of 4.
Yeah, you are definitely right, Worm. Those two have just now driven away from the field. I don't see anybody catching them up unless one of these two drivers make a mistake and ends up holding these guys back. They are battling hard as they exit turn 2.
Yeah,
and this is where I think, too, you're going to start to see the different lines come into play here as we get closer to the end of this. We should be closing in, definitely under 10 to go. We're coming to it. We'll have to see. Tire effect's going to start coming to play as well. As when we get to the end of this run, will be a little bit of a stretch. It won't be quite to the end of the fuel and tires, but you'll be close. You'll start to feel the effects of it. And of course, I want to remind everybody too, cautions are going to close at 5 laps to go in the stage, and that goes for all stages tonight. So I only have a few more laps if anybody gets an incident where a caution would come out before that no longer happens until the next stage. So that'll be something to keep an eye on too. I expect the aggression level to go up once we get in under 5 to go as well, because these guys know no more cautions are going to come out.
Yeah,
and
they're still fighting at it.
And guys, I would not count out Blessed Hands. He is sitting in the 3rd spot, just creeping. He is stalking those 2 drivers up front. He is making time along with the rowdy car of
KBF or KFB.
Of KFB rate. Yep, he is definitely right behind the number 48. Those 2 drivers are looking to catch up to the PTH the GOAT and one Texas boy, as Blessed Hands is now right behind those 2 drivers.
He's doing a great job navigating different lines. See him running a little bit different. Of course, he also, getting the draft, I just said also too much. Hey guys, it happened. But
we're at 5, no cautions. We got a dog fight now. You mess up, you messing up.
Indeed. And look at these guys about 3rd place. They're starting to get real packed up as well.
Looks like everybody wants a piece of that P1.
Yeah, you are definitely seeing these drivers get a lot more aggressive as these laps wind down in the first stage. You see the 48 ducking below the number 4, taking the inside line. It looks like we might see our first 3 wide for the lead, but they ended up backing off. 4 backed off, gave the number 2 spot to the number 48 as those two make contact. PTH
Again.
still holding the lead on the top side.
Outside momentum coming into play big right there. Holds him the lead. 48, oh boy.
There we go.
Getting crazy. 48 get a little bit loose on the bottom.
It looks like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a finish on stage 1.
And you have it, chat. Number 48 car, Blessed Hans 28, has now taken the lead of this race for Fast Family Racing League Showdown, as the 18 car is now trying to challenge back again on the outside.
We'll see what's going to prevail here. If he can run this outside line really well and get in here, which looks like he's going to be able to, the 48 not taking his line away either. So 48's really comfortable with his line on the inside. 18 going to try the high side, see if he can get the outside momentum. It doesn't seem to be working quite yet, though. Let's see, closing in what should be 2 to go. Last lap.
Last lap on stage 1, and you've got KFB making that move in, putting Mountain Dew up in the 2 and 3.
Want to see, is anybody willing to give the bumper up here for to come into the last corner for the stage win? If
I will say,
position.
The 48 car has been making that inside line stick, it seems like all night long, as he's about ready to cross the start-finish line and take stage 1.
All right.
There it is.
Wrapped up stage 1. It looks like Blessed Hands took it. Oh, and looks like the computer took it.
And we got a wreck as they cross the start-finish line.
Well, good news is they get to fix it right now because winter stage break. Bad news is the damage the car. No, when we go back green here, we should be at a 37 lap stage. So once again, 1 pit stop for this stage. It's going to be about 19 to 20 on fuel. So about splitting in the middle. There's a little bit wider of a pit gap here. If it goes green, you could theoretically make it on fuel by pitting about lap 17 or 18 versus in this first stage it would have been 19 or 20. So you could see a few guys short pit because of course you could still go to that 19 or 20 mark, but with tires meaning a good bit of time, watch for short pitting to be an option here once we get to pit stops. Here we go.
It looks like we've got number 12 from Mountain Dew, I believe, snuck into the...
And already these guys are not giving up any inch. I see in the 6th, 7th, 8th spot, they've already went 3 wide as I did not see who that car was. I believe it was the 22 or 12 car.
It was the 12 car.
12 car getting up in the wall and he drops back. I wonder if it's a product of him not taking any tires or taking only 2 tires. What do you think happened?
I don't know. He gained
tell.
some spots. Might have forgot to pit, I'll be honest. That's something that can happen every now and then.
No.
It's a multitude of things. Definitely, though, I think it's got something to do with whatever strategy he took there under that caution and the handling of the car being very poor. And also the speed minimum, whether he took 2 or 4, or even none if he accidentally stayed out.
We've got a couple
Yeah,
the
that
walls,
probably hurt.
one in the back. Looks like Jay the Berserker. They'll be coming up here in a minute. It's like the 11 and the 38. So I think
looks like we have a caution. We do.
Yeah, chat's asking on the points. As soon as we get a point update, we will relay it to y'all.
I was about to bring that up. Slide job, where one of those 2 guys should be in here shortly. Once they get the points tallied up, they got to get the stage results and everything in and tally everything for each team. So it'll be a few minutes, but we will get a points update from one of them here shortly.
I will say that we were discussing Mountain Dew Southern Series issues at the beginning of the race, trying to crack that top 10. They had 2 drivers crack the top 4 actually to end that stage. So this might be a tighter race than what we originally thought.
They did. They came on
Indeed.
strong. Yes, Stroker, they had a caution. They had about 3 of them get tied up in the backstretch. It was a Jay the Berserker, I believe it was a KFB, and the number 11. Yeah, pace car. Pace car's kind of, I guess, sleeping.
He's eating ice cream.
He's still on that ice cream.
I do believe the pace car has lagged out this race, so
Yeah.
we will be going without a pace.
Harry Hogg will be loving that. He got him some ice cream.
Yep. But so yeah, the pace car lagged out. Had to park it for the day, so tough break for the pace car. I won't get finished, but these guys got it under control. Slide Job and Ford have been doing a great job with this tournament so far, and all the other officials and all the other commentators have been doing a great job. It's not just us; it's many of us. I've been calling these races. Everybody's done a great job. Every official, every league, every driver's done a great job. Shout out to everybody. This thing's gone great so far. A lot of great racing. Of course, this is the first time we've been in Homestead, so a little bit new race we've seen from the previous races. New track always brings some interest to the chat, I would hope. I guess you guys are liking this, right?
It looks like
So far?
everybody but about 4, 6 cars staying out. Everybody else is dedicated to the pits.
Interesting strategy. They didn't run too many laps there, so it's not a terrible strategy. And this is gonna play into the fuel game a little bit, but you're not gonna be good from here by any stretch of the imagination. So, not a bad strategy if you're looking to try to get yourself up for track position.
And a majority of those cars
Yeah.
are from the Mountain Dew Southern Series racing. I believe the top 5 drivers from the Southern Series
Everybody
have
that's
not
out there is,
taken pit road.
Yeah, everybody that's out there is Mountain Dew Series, so that may be some strategy they've worked up.
Not to see.
That's unifying, working as a team right there.
That is. I'll bring that back up too. Teamwork. Got your team on the same strategy. That's going to help you, especially in this situation where they're on slightly more worn tires. Those guys on, even though it's only a lap or 2 on the tires that they have, that is going to make a little bit of a difference in speed and launch on the restart. So, if you got teammates back there to kind of help you, if you're just out there all by yourself, or maybe just on the front row and everybody else behind you's got new tires, it's a little bit harder. When you got 3, 4, 5 guys behind you that are on the same tires as you are, that'll help your case a little bit. So, we'll have to see how this restart goes. This could be a good restart.
If it ended right now, Mountain Dew Series would have a dominating stage 2, taking top 7.
You are right. Now it's just a matter if green flag goes an extended amount of time, you will see the top 7 guys. Those tires are going to wear out, and it's going to cause some congestion in the middle of the pack. So it'll be interesting to see how these drivers are able to maneuver around the racetrack.
And it looks like somebody in the chat brought up the point Bad Boy did. It's harder to pass a team than a car.
I'll
And
agree with
whoa,
that.
he got a jump. PTH lap on that restart.
Have to see. Did he go early? That's the big question.
Yeah, that's
A little
gonna
before the
be-
box. I don't know. I couldn't quite see from the camera.
KFB 18 is the control car of that last restart. He decided to take the outside lane, and he has started inside the restart box. So he definitely, I believe he took a legal jump. He just got a lot jumped the rest of the field.
And then on that case, great job by him. And we got trouble.
Move.
48 in trouble.
Yeah,
We
Blessed
got a
Hands
whole
got
bird.
into a little bit of an incident there, I believe. I don't know if that's with the Mountain Dew Southern Series team or with his own teammates. We'll see if the caution does decide to come as they will race back to the line.
There was indeed contact there, so I do expect that to be a caution. Tough break for him. Had a really fast car in stage 1. He's going to have to claw his way back through the field now.
Now, Kay Harvick, put yourself in the driver's seat. What would you do if you are the top 7 of the Mountain Dew Southern Series? Do you take pit road on this go-around or decide to stay out after only taking less than a half a lap?
Well, I think if I stayed out on that last caution, I'm going to stay out right here. You didn't run enough pace, and you're still not going to make it on fuel. Might as well stay up there. Plus, it seemed to work for those guys actually fairly well. Didn't seem to lose too much, and to be honest, the 18 got a huge launch off that restart. So I think I'd stay up there for right now. I don't think I would consider, if cautions keep coming out like this, I don't think I would consider pitting under caution again if I'm any of these Mountain Dew guys that are up front right now. And probably until about, I don't know, lap 17, 15 to 17, somewhere in that realm of the stage. So we'll have to see what they do, though.
Got a points update for you if you want one.
Ah! No, I don't want one. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll get one.
All right, well, this is going to be a grudge match, and we figured this right from the beginning just watching that opening stage. You know, it's going to be Victory Lane Racing taking the first stage, but by 1 point, 28 to 27.
Oh, now that's going to be a close one.
And that just goes to show the resilience of the Mountain Dew Series. They struggled mightily early in early stages of this race, but this somehow were able to come back inside the top 10, taking 2 of the top 4 spots inside the first stage. So that definitely really helped them out for them.
1 point difference. That's that. From what I've watched all these tournaments, that is about the closest stage 1 there has been.
I believe you might be correct in saying that. We'll see how this goes. Of course, right now too, Mountain Dew they are behind, but it's not by much. And right now they hold the upper hand as well. We'll have to see how the stage continues to go. And it's a VLR. Sorry, VLR guys can get themselves back up towards the front. Should be going green here soon, though. Probably this time.
Yeah, and when they come around, it looks like they'll be lap 10 of 37.
27, 26 to go. About 26, 27 laps to go in the stage. When we go green, it's putting us about 6, 7 laps away from pit window being open to make it to the end of the stage. So.
And Kay Harvick, just as you predicted, Mountain Dew Southern Series, majority of them electing to stay out on that last pit opening. So they're definitely got some sort of strategy going. Whether or not this race decides to keep going green will determine on when these guys will actually pit.
Well, and I agree, and I think that's a really good strategy considering where they are. Not down by much, but it's a good gamble. You know, they have a little bit of room to work with, in the sense that, I mean, it's a close race right now, really close actually, and they can continue to do this, and these guys keep wrecking like they are. They're not going to lose too much. Then when they finally do decide to come back down pit road, either you're going to bring a lot of guys with you, or you have a little bit better tires. There is a gamble to it once we get later in this if the cautions do keep coming out like this. But there's also a lot to be gained from doing it as well. So it's kind of a win-lose, or you could either win a lot or you could lose a lot. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
And it appears the 51 car has elected to take the outside lane on this restart, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of a jump he gets. He got an amazing jump on that last restart, followed by PTH the GOAT. So it'll be interesting to see what these Mountain Dew Southern Series guys can do and see if they can break away from this pack and get some Stage 2 points.
Yeah, it looks like, I believe it was the 11 that looks like he took the wave around. So I believe when he gets caught back up, they'll probably go green this next time by. Looks like everybody's got their damage fixed. And Blessed Hands it looks like he's just going to chill in the back for a little bit. But I wouldn't count him out. He may be moving on the move like PTH was, from nowhere to the front.
We will wait and see. This should be a fun restart again, though. The last one was pretty good. Got an early incident, but if we can get through 1 and 2 pretty clean, that's going to be a fun run because got a little bit different tires. And now I will say this: these guys that just pitted have a little bit more. Less laps on the tires compared to those guys up front. Of course, even though they only ran a lap, that is still wear, so a little bit more wear. Here we go.
and I am predicting the 51 car of KFB 18. I believe he is going to get a really good jump as they approach the restart box. 21-2 right behind him. Looks like they got a pretty even jump on this restart. 18 car, 51 side by side as they're getting ready to hit turn 1. 51 just edging him out, and he will take the bottom lane.
We'll see how that does here. He's going to have to shorter distance through 1 and 2. That's definitely going to be the way to go. We'll have to see, though, if he can hold his own, hold his speed there.
It's getting kind of...
We got some contact in the back. We got a nice massive wreck. We will see if that will breed a caution.
There was more.
They will race back to the line.
It looks like right now you've got Mountain Dew Series has got the top 5. Well, the top 4 locked up.
And it looks like they will indeed go under caution again.
That hurt them a little bit. They still got top 4 though, so we'll have to see now what they're thinking is we're a little bit closer to the pit window being open now though. This could be interesting.
That sounded like it was strategy, them staying out, betting on a caution. It's a whole lot easier to make it up when you're under yellow than it is when you're green.
Well, gentlemen, you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, and definitely on this manual start on restarts, you definitely have an increased risk of producing those types of cautions. So I wonder if the league owners are telling their drivers, hey, we definitely need to be more conservative on how we do our restarts and make sure we can green flag laps and make up some valuable positions.
Indeed, especially if you're out of the VLR camp, they've tore up quite a few race cars so far. I think they need to kind of look at themselves real quick, kind of take a check and calm down a little bit, keep her clean, and get this thing going green. Because the only way they're really going to gain spots right now is if they can get some green flag going.
All right, Trav asked out there which numbers are VLR. Well, with VLR, you've got 4, number 3, number 6, 8, 11, 14, 20, 41, 48, and 95. So that is going to be your VLR numbers.
And for the Mountain Dew Sun Series, you have the car numbers 9, number 2, 12, 18, 19, 22, 24, 38, 42, and 51. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe I saw the number 11 car stay out, briefer sub 2449. So it looks like he might be getting the control car, unless he was a lap down, if I might be mistaken.
If I recall, right, that last caution, he did get a waiver round, so he might be back on the lead lap and sitting in the P1 spot. So that may have been a strategy he pulled.
Well, we'll have to see, and I think now too we're going to start getting in to kind of a weird point on the field because I don't think they're quite good yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm hoping for a slide job we could get a lap count.
They are 14, going into 14 of 37 on stage 2. Yep, I found me an inside source, as Pete likes to say, or BHD actually says it quite a bit. He's got him an inside source with patience.
All right, cool. We got us a lap count. Thank you to whoever is providing that, streaming that. Very helpful to us. So 14 out of 37. That's going to put you... Oh, yeah, they're really close on the pit window right now. About 23 to go, 24 to go.
Yep, you'll be looking, probably by the time they go green, be probably about 22 to go, 23. So that's sitting right at that pit window.
To wait to see if this goes green, which, to be honest, I don't know if I expect this to go green from here. But if you just pitted, this could come down to fuel mileage. If you haven't pitted in a couple cautions, you might have to make another pit stop. So this could get interesting. And you can save that fuel if you try at it hard.
And again, it looks like we have the top 4 drivers all Mountain Dew Southern Series. So far, they're hanging tight to those top drivers. Actually, no, I'm mistaken. 21 car of Jay the Berserk, he is sitting in the number 2 spot for Victory Lane Racing. So you're starting to see those Victory Lane Racing guys starting to crack inside of those Mountain Dew Southern Series guys. And if I'm Victory Lane Racing, I am trying my best to get in between those Mountain Dew Southern Series drivers so they cannot work together.
Indeed, and I'll say this is kind of, to me, like a flip-flop at the beginning of Stage 1, so it's kind of interesting to watch, actually.
I think the 11, not for sure, but they are gone.
Yep, 51 car again gets a great restart off the restart box. Oh, we have a driver inside the apron. He is spinning. Will that collect any cars? Nope, they will stay green. It looks like he will fall back. I am not sure what car that was, but you have the 51 car of KFB 18. He has decided to take the lower line. PTH the GOAT following right behind him as the 21 car tries to make that outside lane work, followed by the number 9 car of Chase Elliott 9.
And number 21 he's all hung out to dry amongst the Mountain Dew series. So now we got to see is VRL going to bring some of their boys up to the front in the pack.
In the 5th spot, you have one Texas Boy 77, so he's trying his best to get up there and help out his teammate. He is currently sitting behind Chase Elliott 9, who's currently in the 4th spot. He is followed behind him as the number 20 car
It looks like
of Bad Hunt House. So definitely Victory Lane Racing is making their way up to the field. They are trying to separate Mountain Dew Southern Series, and so far this is shaping up to be a great Stage 2 as far as points wise. I expect this to be a tight race.
Oh, and remember, I want to mention this. It looks like we're going to start to get in, hopefully, into the midst of a pretty long green flag run. These guys are still, depending on when you pit it. If you pit it under that last caution, you're about 2 to 3 laps short on fuel. You can save that, or you can choose to pit. There's a couple different ways to look at it. If you haven't pitted in a little while, you're obviously shorter on fuel. What that means, it's going to be a lot harder to save, and to be honest, probably very unlikely to save that amount of fuel. So, if we go green from here, this could be really interesting and actually could get shaken up quite a bit based on if you decide to pit or if you attempt to save fuel. The way I'm looking at this, it looks like everybody is, I think, pushing hard. So, I think more than likely everybody's going to have to make one pit stop. But time will tell. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you've got it. The more laps you run, though, you're going to have less gas in your tank. That's going to be less weight. You're going to be moving faster. But your tires are going to be wore down. So it's one of those catch-22s of, what do you want to sacrifice?
Okay, Harvick, put yourself in the driver's position once again. If you do decide to go down pit lane, what are you taking? Are you taking fuel only, right side tires, or are you going ahead and getting all fresh rubbers?
Well, I think that depends on where I am in the field. I think that's going to be hard, actually, because it kind of depends, because there's about 2 or 3 different pit sequences, I guess we could say, in the middle of this right now. You have some guys that pitted a couple cautions ago, stayed out. I think the 51, you have some guys that pitted under the last caution, you have some that pitted on the caution in between. So, pretty big gap right there as far as tires and things go. I think it kind of depends on where I sit. If I pit it under that last caution, I'm about 2 laps short. I'm probably just taking half a can of fuel and maybe right sides, just to try to get myself off pit road as quick as possible. If I'm one of those guys that's going to have to take some more fuel, I might as well go ahead and take me some 4 tires too, because I'm not going to save a lot of time if I have to take 2 cans. Put some 4 Mr. Feel Goods on there and see what I can gain, because I will say 2 tires will be a little bit slower than 4, and no tires are going to be slower. So this actually could get really interesting as this moves on, to see who pits and what you take.
And as you're in the middle of that, it looked like the 18 car of PTH the GOAT got a little loose exiting turn 2 and ended up getting a little loose, and 21 car was able to get around him, but it looks like 18 car was able to fight back, and he's back in that second position.
When I talked about turn 2, especially as you get on these worn tires, that's going to be a pretty big action spot. You tend to get loose off that corner, especially as you wear the tires out. course, 18 was able to get back around, but that will be one spot to keep an eye on today.
One Texas
turn
boy,
two.
y'all, just snuck into the fourth. Him and Chase Elliott are fighting for it.
And speaking of green flag pit stops, we have Baby Jewbirds coming in early on this. I'm wondering if he was the car that ended up spinning as we first went green flag. Hopefully he can get some fresh rubbers on there, get around the track, put down some quick lap times, and able to catch back up to the field.
Looks like you've got Chubb dedicated to the pits. Now he's coming out of the pits. So number 6 may have been playing a little strategy also.
Let's see how this goes. And also, I believe, actually, there's quite a few on pit road there. So, hey guys, we have a game changer right here. Caution's out.
We missed where that one caused.
Oh, that'll definitely change the game plan for all of these drivers. Now, me personally, I've raced at this track many times. If I am the driver sitting in the front spot, I'm not sure if I'm willing to take more than fuel on this. But if I see every single car coming down pit road, I'm definitely taking at least right side tires and just enough fuel to get to the end. But with these cars bunched up, we'll have to see what happens.
I think if you haven't already pitted, which we did see a couple of cars down pit road, and that's going to be kind of where the question mark is. But if you're on the lead lap right now, I think go ahead, come down pit road, take 4 tires, put yourself on even playing field with everyone else. We got a little bit of a run in there. I think I would just go ahead and take the 4 tires. Maybe put a can and a half. I would probably fill it up though. But I think you can get away with a can and a half right here. Take 4 tires. Now, if you pitted and you got lapped, because if you were on pit road, you lost at least a lap right there.
That's
more than likely, unless you were coming in. So, if you're a lap down, you're going to try to get the wave around, free pass, or what it may be. If you were lucky enough, though, to be able to come on pit road while we were under green before that caution came out, you could be in the catbird seat right now if you took 4 tires, because you can stay out right here as long as you didn't get lapped. Put yourself up towards the front on pretty even tires with everyone else. So this could be interesting. I like this.
And as they exit pit road, from my point of view, we have the 51 car leading them out of pit road, followed by the 18 of PTH to go, 21 car sitting in third, and the number 4 car of one Texas boy 77 sitting in that 4th spot. So little by little, you can see that Victory Lane Racing is making their way back into the conversation to hopefully take the stage.
Agreed. And it's very staggered right now. You have some of both up here in the top 10, top 5. So I think this points battle is actually going to be one that's going to be pretty close and unpredictable all the way up to the end to see, though.
All right, we're going to look like we got that imaginary pace car. I believe they're fixing to go green this time by.
All right. Where do we stand on laps?
We're at 25 of 37. So everybody is clear inside the pit window.
All right.
There he got the jump on him again.
I tell you what, as long as the 51 car is leading this race, he is the control. He is the driver B. He's getting such a good start off these manual cautions. He's definitely got this system figured out. So we'll see what the field does to respond to this. I don't know if the drivers just need to pay a little bit better attention on these restarts, or if just 51 car has this dialed down.
We'll see. I saw a little bit of contact further back. This guy's going to keep it going, I think, though. You can see a little bit.
Yeah, in case anybody's wondering, yes, that in the chat is an Autobot. I do not allow any negative hate, anything in this stream. I will remove you and not think twice about it. So stay positive, happy. Don't say nothing hateful towards anybody. So KFB 18 and PTH are slowly. Well, they was. Let's put a look behind and see. It looks like VRL is slowly took the 3, 4, and 5.
Yes,
You are
sir.
absolutely right, Worm. You are absolutely right, Worm, as the number 4 car is looking to take the number 2 spot away from the number 18 of PTH to go. He's trying to make that inside lane work, and we'll see if it makes a stick going in turn 1, exiting turn 2.
Yeah, he's getting some help from 21, pushing him into it, so they're drag racing on the back.
While that's going on, though, your leader has kind of stretched. It's not a huge gap, but it's a slight gap. By slight, I mean like a quarter of a car, but that's enough to hold on to it. He's
All right, so
well,
we've got VRL on the inside and Mountain Dew series on the outside. Let's see who's gonna push who. Looks like Goat hit the wall a little bit, and there went all the Mountain Dew's help.
I tell you what, this is some exciting racing as we wind down stage 2 of the Dixie Vodka 200 at Miami Speedway. We got the 51 car of KFB 18 trying to battle back, take his spot back at the P1 position, but so far one Texas boy is able to hold them drivers off.
So this is interesting. You've got VRL taking 1, 3, and 4, with Mountain Dew taking 2, 5, and 6. So
it's going to be an even split right there. Now, be interesting. I don't know what it's like behind that, but yeah, it's an even split right there. So if we just base it off those positions, points are going to stay the same after this, or relatively the same after this. Well, no, actually, they'll gain a little, but
see if we can
change a little.
read back.
Oh, and it looks like we got KFB trying to take back that number 1 spot. He has gone
Chase
down
is
low. Let's see if he
loose,
can make it
and
stick.
Number 9 is spinning on the backstretch. Don't think he caught anybody with him.
You see, you saw a little bit of server jump there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. See if that causes a problem for anybody. For right now, though, still battling for the lead. 51 running the bottom, trying to see what he can do down here. Still dead even. I think the outside momentum might prevail, but he's trying. He's fighting a good fight. There he goes.
Yeah,
Falls back into second, but here goes back to the bottom.
You've got 2 and 2 in the top 4, so that's going to make it interesting. And that's got to be disheartening for Chase Elliott, being up there running in the front, and then.
Oh yeah, especially he started in the back, had a poor start to this race, was able to battle up inside the top 5, only to get loose and spin. It's got to be really heartbreaking for not only him but the entire Mountain Dew Southern Series team, as he is known as one of the better leaders of that race crew.
And he's a good preset runner too. I know. I've chased him a lot, along with you.
And as you're looking at the top 2 drivers, number 4 car of one Texas boy 77 and the 51 car of KFB 18, those two are still battling out 1 and 2 right on bumper to nose, followed by the 18 car of PTH the GOAT. He's lurking behind, hoping to take advantage of any mistake that might be happening.
Well, I think that's key. I think right now the 18 is just kind of sitting back here, biding his time, waiting for these two to battle again. We should be closing in on the end of this. Definitely probably 5 to go. But
there
yeah, 51 there.
1 to go as they enter turns 1 and 2. Hopefully we can see what happens.
I stand corrected.
So
it was 2 to go.
51. Oh, 2
2
to
to
go
go.
right there.
I
Coming to
can't
1.
count.
So if you are the 51 car and the 18 car, you are definitely throwing everything that you've got, trying to make up as many stage points as you can. Number 4 car is sitting at the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like he's got that car handling very well for him. Not seeing any squirreliness out of him as 51 car is trying to go below.
Got a little bit loose right there, but he made it work. I think he's going to be able to try to get him right here. We'll use the bumper. Outside momentum, but he's going to pinch him. He's going to stay right on him.
Oh, little contact.
Oh.
18 car right behind 51 at the bottom of the racetrack. We will see if 2 cars is better than 1.
Look at the 51 right on that white line right there. He's flirting with death if he gets a little bit too low.
They're pushing. Oh,
and
Mountain
51
Dew's
car
taking
looks
stage
like they
2.
will take That
what
was
a
really
stage.
That was great.
It looks like KFB took first, with Texas Boy taking second, Goat third, Jay the Berserker in fourth, Bad
And a
Hunt
20
House
car Bet Hunt.
in fifth, Me Infamous sixth, Punisher seventh, Unsworn eighth, Wonder Bread ninth, and Blessed Hands 10th. So it looks pretty split. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 and 5 in the top 10 each series, from each series. So
That even though we'll have to see. We, of course, remember before this stage, only 1 point. It was 28 to 27. VLR on top over Mountain Dew. That might change right here, though, and actually I do expect that to change right here. But we'll get a points update from Slidjob when we go into the stage. It should be 58 laps.
And yes, I believe VRL is down 1. And 12 may have forgot to pit because he looked like he immediately dove in.
I believe that's not the first time that has happened.
Well. Yeah, I believe he did that last stage as well, so might be something he want to sort out there. Tough break for him, though. But we continue on with your leaders.
And look, one Texas Boy take the early lead. Looks like 51 got a huge run going into turn 3 and is now taking the first place spot.
Indeed, what to see. Can they do the crossover? That's why this track's so fun. The multiple grooves and they're both working. Oh, the 51. Oh, they had caution. Actually, while we're under this caution, I'm going to take this time for myself to crunch the numbers. Of course, we started with 58. Get about 20 on fuel. So I'm going to crunch some fuel numbers and see where the fuel strategy is. This should be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely what it's going to come down to, especially where the cautions are playing out. They ain't necessarily had to have a green flag pit stops yet.
Of course, as we predicted, there was going to be a tough time of these drivers handling those race cars as the green flag laps have been going past. And it'll be interesting to see how these guys will be playing out their pit strategy in stage 3.
So right now, if you go 20 on fuel, it's a 2-stop stage. Of course, this is all green now. If you pit right here, that'll shake that up a little bit. But if we go back to the start of the stage with 58 to go, it puts you 2 stops, lap 20 and about lap 40. You come up, you're about 2 laps good on fuel to the end. That would take you to lap 60, well, it ends at 58. So, puts you about 2 good. Now, if you make a 19 from the start of the stage, you're actually 19:38. Next stop would, theoretically, be at lap 57. Well, that's about a lap short. Now, this is going to change that, though, so I think most everybody on pit might come down pit road right here.
Now, if I'm these drivers, I am definitely taking pit stop. I'm taking all 4 fresh rubbers, trying to keep. You're so many laps away from the finish of this race. You're definitely taking 4 tires, I believe, on this stop, trying to gain this. And if you end up losing any positions due to drivers not pitting, you try to overtake those guys, and then take your pit stops as they come.
Well. And I agree with that. And I think we got a visitor. I think it's somebody you guys would like to hear.
Yeah, maybe. I may have some information for you. So we saw a really great second stage, really good battle for that stage win. When everything shook out in the second stage, Mountain Dew Southern Series pulled away a little bit. They swung it back. They were only 1 point down. They swung it back the other way. They won that stage 36-19. So that brings our total to 63-47 in favor of Mountain Dew Southern Series. But it's still a very tight one, and anything can happen.
Wow, talk about a huge point swing on that.
That is
16 points. That is a lot of points that Victory Lane Racing will need to make up. They definitely have their work cut out for them on this third stage. Not only do they need to get those points back, but they are going to have to gain. They're going to have to put on a good shellac in this final stage. They're going to have to do everything they can to get at least 6-7 drivers, not only in the top 10, but potentially like the top 5, top 6.
Well, and do keep in mind, there is a 5-point gap between first and second. So actually, if they can do what they need to, that could come into play here for the end of the race. But yeah, they need to get some guys up there. 16 is not a huge. It's pretty big, but it's not huge. It's doable. So we'll have to see what happens.
And we're gonna go green starting stage 3 and KFB. He's been awesome on restarts all night.
You're right. It'll be interesting to see. He was the control car again, I believe, for that manual caution. So he has those manual cautions just so dialed in, followed by PTH to go. He had a really good restart behind him. So as long as those two are up front during these manual cautions, I believe it's going to be a tough time to pass them. So Victory Lane Racing is going to have to figure out a way to hope and pray that these green flag laps stay green and find a way to get up front.
I'll tell you what, this 51's been bad fast all day long so far, so we'll have to see anybody to knock him off of his throne. Him and the 4 have been up here a lot, as well as the 18. We saw the 48 up here early in stage 1, but ever since that incident that happened to him towards the early stage 2, he hasn't really recovered. I don't know where he runs exactly right now, but he hasn't recovered as fast as I think he would have liked to.
One thing worth mentioning, the number 6 car of the Victory Lane Racing Chubb 589 appears that he has lagged out of the race, so that is definitely going to come into play depending on if he was one of their strongest runners for that team.
Well, that also means, too, that they cannot get all 10 of their cars in the top 10 on it. That could play into this later on. We'll have to see. Of course, it's hard to get all 10 of your cars in the top 10, but that does put them at a bit of a disadvantage compared to Southern Series. They still have all 10 of their drivers on the racetrack, so let's see how much, if at all, it plays in. The fact
like number 6 is out of it too.
Well, guys, we just had another big thing happen. The car we were just talking about that's been really fast.
KFB just disconnected.
Well, that changes everything for the Mountain Dew Southern Series. So now we're at an even playing field for these drivers. That is a really tough break for the Mountain Dew Southern Series. Hopefully we do not see any more disconnects from either of these teams, as this is shaping up to be a very close battle.
So now that's going to bring the question is, who from Mountain Dew is going to step in to take that spot?
Just from knowing Mountain Dew Southern Series, I still believe Chase Elliott 9 is going to find his way up front eventually in this race and make himself a contender. But you do have PTH to go sitting at that number 1 spot, and he's no slouch either for the Mountain Dew Southern Series team. So,
oh boy,
we got 2 in the back. Number 9.
Also, we got a little bit of a battle for your lead. Trying to make
I must be jinxing that Mountain Dew Southern Series team right now, as I just got done talking about KFB. He lags out. I talk about the number 9. He ends up getting in a car wreck. Just a tough break for the Mountain Dew Southern Series.
Does bring out the caution, though.
Yeah, it looks like we've got 51. Of course, the pace car. And I believe it's number 6 of Chubb's. and they're all over the place trying to get figured out right now.
Indeed. Now, I will say this though: if you're a VLR, you are really happy to see that 51 lag out though, because you losing a driver that does kind of level out the playing field, and for them, for Mountain Dew, that's been one of their faster guys all day today. So one of their heavy hitters being taken out, that's going to help them.
Yeah, they both being down one car. It's an even playing field now. But their one car that's down from Mountain Dew was their front runner the majority of the race. So it's going to be on the other 9. One of them's got to step up.
Indeed.
Don't say who it's going to be, BHD. Every car you call out.
I'm not going to be saying anything more about these drivers as who I expect to go up front, because every time I say something, it seems like something bad happens. So I'll be sure to leave that up to you and Kay Harvick.
Did you say something about the pace car at the beginning too?
I actually did. I was giving high praises about how we have a pace car for this race, and how it was going to make these manual cautions run a lot smoother, and boom, they lag out.
You gotta love the pit road mechanics here in this game when everybody pits. I mean, it's crazy.
I'm sorry, I found that really funny though, guys. Yeah. So just a heads up, if BHD Money mentions you might just want to go ahead and turn your Xbox off. Because he seems to have some kind of magical powers to eliminate you from the race by talking about you.
He's got something.
But I'm about to line them back up here. I think everybody came down pit road. Where are we at on the lap count right now?
On the laps, we're looking at, not for sure yet, he's not shown them, but the top 5 is the GOAT, Texas Boy in second, Unsworn, Me Infamous, and Bad Hunt House. Making out your top 5.
To see how this goes. I'm going to estimate we're definitely probably under 50 to go. About to see that we're headed back to green.
And PTH got a jump on it.
Yeah,
Yes,
and Mountain Dew Southern Series has just been getting great jumps all afternoon on these manual cautions. 18 car followed by the 24 car of
We're on 95
Mia Infamous.
134.
So you're looking at
40,
potentially
39
one more stop. You're looking at potentially one more stop after, if they can stretch out this field run. I'm willing to bet they're going to take at least 2 to 3 more stops depending on these caution flags.
I agree with that. Well, and actually, I just realized too. No, actually, it is 40. I forgot you got to count the last lap as well. So, 40 to go. So it's like dead even right now on making 2 more stops. And remember, although they were under pace, they did actually pit, before 40 to go. So might be a little bit short of making it on one more stop. It's going to be a little bit close though. But I foresee we'll probably have another caution.
And I'm sitting back in this middle pack between the 20 car, 38 and 14, and those guys are going 3 wide going into turn 1 and 2 as they 38 cars seem to let up a little bit to allow the 20 and 14 to take those positions to avoid any wreckage.
Well, and that's a good and courteous move by him. That's smart. You want to be able to do that as to not get you or anybody else around you in trouble. And I personally would like to see a green flag run come in here because I think the strategy for this, we've had great racing all day. Strategy also entertains me a good bit as well, so this is going to be interesting. Keep an eye on is up towards the lead. Battle, I believe, is brewing.
PTH and Me Infamous both with Mountain Dew, so they should work together.
And directly behind them you have the number 3 car, Unworn Sun, and the number 4 car of One Texas Boys. So those guys are sitting back, just lurking, waiting for those two to make a mistake, and then they'll end up pouncing.
I think that might have been a lag spike, but I heard some contact, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Or if you listen to I'm on board with the goat here. I'm on board to listen to him. You listen to his throttle input.
We got
you can hear him.
on the back.
Oh, we got a huge accident.
There's going to be the caution.
That looks like both from Mountain Dew Series 20 or 12, and I believe it was 38.
I tell you what, if you look at the car of Wonderbread 4403, his car looks like a dented up can that you will find at Walmart that some kid has just thrown across the aisle. His car is just beat up. Of course, you go down pit road, you can get all that internal damage fixed, but to the outside eye, that car looks beat up.
Indeed. And I'll say this, now with where we're at, I think you're going to see everybody probably come back down pit road. This guarantees you you can make it on one more pit stop. It was kind of borderline when we went back to green on the after the previous caution we had. But now from here, if you pit, you are guaranteed one more stop to make it. So I expect everybody to probably come down and take 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles.
VHD chat seemed to like your little comparison of the beat up can at Walmart by a kid, but
oh yeah,
it was specified.
I agree.
You say it was a bush can.
No,
you cannot dent up a bush can. You got to keep those in pristine condition for the bush.
And the kids
oh my
can't
God,
go down
that's
that
cold.
aisle.
All right, so we've got everybody looks like in the pits. So that's going to put them right about 32, possibly when they go back to green.
Oh, I love the pit.
Speaking of the
game.
bush, speaking of the bush, number 4 car of One Texas Boy 77. He has a sweet looking ride running in the Busch Light number 4 car. One of my favorites in the NASCAR circuit. And I'm actually excited to see if this game comes out with the Busch Light Apple.
Yes. As a Harvick fan, I agree 110%. But yes, the 4 car does look very, very beautiful under the Miami sun.
I don't know who
boy's
it's going to be.
Oh, looks
One
like the
of
top.
them is going to be buried in the Miami sand tonight.
And as I was talking about Wonderbread and his dented up looking car, he is currently sitting in the 3rd position right now. Looks like top 5 drivers are all from the Mountain Dew Southern Series. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 3 car is sitting in 5th position, but 5 of your top 6 drivers are all from Mountain Dew Southern Series, so they seem to found their way back up to the front.
And if you're VLR, you do not want to see that because you need to get some points. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. But it looks like Mountain Dew Southern Series does have the upper hand as it stands right now. Of course, we still have 1 pit stop remaining. And where'd you say we were on lap count, Worm?
The lap count, we've got 33 to go.
33 coming to 32, so about 12 laps away from making it on one more stop. Or I'm sorry, about 12 laps away from the pit window opening for your final stop, where you can make it. So that could play into this as well as far as what you take on that pit stop, but we'll get there when that window nears a little bit more. Cautions will also play into this.
Now, Kay Harvick, how many laps of fuel remaining do you need to have before you decide to take pit road? Some guys like to take it with only 6, with as much as 6 laps left on their fuel run in order to ensure that they're consistently running fast lap times.
Well, so where it stands right now, we're 32 to go. This fuel tank, running it all the way to the end, will get you to about 13, 14 to go in the race. your pit window opens with 20 to go. So you could split it in the middle and do maybe pit around 16 to go and split that in half. So we'll have to wait and see. I think that might be a good strategy. You could see some short pitting as well. As soon as that pit window opens for guys further back to try to gain some time on tires. So there's a big pit window here, and actually, if we can get to it, get to the green flag pit stops, it's going to be very fun to watch. Especially, too, with all the extra access road play and time that's going to be gained or lost under greens. So we'll have to wait and see.
Alright, looks like they're going to take one more round and let everybody get figured out, set up where they go. So when we go
Yes,
green,
I am.
it'd be
I am
1-4.
noticing. Yep, I am noticing these drivers are having a tough time keeping spacing in between the drivers. I have not received any warnings that have been given out to any drivers, but it looks like these guys are getting antsy as they are getting ready to line back up and take this green flag.
Indeed. Now, I also said, though, at least for me, I do see a little bit of server lag going on, so I think that might be part of what we're seeing as well. And that also might be part of what we're seeing. I've seen the servers acting up, particularly this evening, but also a little bit last night. Excuse me. So, definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. The server lag maybe playing a little bit of effect here. We'll see. Should be going around with 30 to go?
I believe right around there, yes.
It's going to be fun.
Exactly. They go in green this time.
Here we go.
And Goat off to a demanding jump.
He's been the GOAT on restarts today, that's for sure.
That is.
Yes, between him and KFB, before KFB eventually ended up lagging out, those two definitely had these restarts down pat. They have been dominant so far. Oh, we got a wreck in the going down the backstretch.
I suspect
And
that'll
that
be
I would-
another sort.
Yeah, it looks like
And it
Blessed
looks like-
Hand.
So unfortunate for Blessed Hands. He has been, from what I've seen, he's been caught up in almost every single wreck that has been going on during this race. So tough hands for him. I have not seen him up front as of late. Hopefully he can get a little bit of a break and get up there to the front.
Well, and he started off the day running really well, and I know a lot of people out there in the chat said, point to him, he was going to be fast, and he did. He looked really fast early on. He finished, either won the first stage or finished second. I know they're in the top three. But then early in stage 2, he made a mistake or got caught up in somebody else's mistake, put him to the back of the pack. I think it was his own mistake, actually. Put him to the back of the pack, and he has been fighting against that ever since. He has still yet to make his way back up to where he was originally running at the end of that first stage and the start of the second stage. And now he's been caught up in another incident, as well as, a few others you mentioned, BHD. So, yeah, these guys, particularly 48, Blessed Hand, he's probably not too thrilled right now. I think he knows he's got a fast car and wants to show it.
Yep, if I were him, I'd be extremely frustrated. It looks like the 19 car is going to the back of the field. I don't know if he got penalized or whatnot. Did we end up having another lag out?
I don't know.
I'm not for sure. I'm on him. He looks like he's slowly moving, but
Let me try to get a visual of the number 19. Yep, he's not moving on the racetrack. I don't know if we had another incident where the 19 car has, but he is not even moving as he is sitting in between turns 3 and 4.
Wonder if maybe he had to step away for something, or maybe is being given some sort of, maybe being held for a lap penalty. Would have to get that from an official as to what's going on there. But, yeah, definitely not a good situation for the 19 right now.
Looks like the 19 car is going again. I don't know if that's a lag out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
See,
waiting for a confirmation on something. Well, it's not a lag out if he's moving, so it may have been a penalty for the pit road. He may have hit it too soon.
better too soon, or potentially. Actually, I think what might have happened. This happens sometimes. It's happened for me. Maybe had to quickly step away for something, or had a control or wheel issue, depending on what he's on. They had to fix. So could be a multitude of things. But he's back going now. That's good to see, and catch back up and try to go race and get some more points for his team.
Asking you shall receive.
Interesting.
Thank
Watching.
you, Repeat, for taking care of that.
And as they're lined back up double wide, it looks like you have the 18 car again leading the pack. 3 cars sitting on the outside, followed by the number 24 car and the number 2. Behind them will be the 21 and the 41.
They need to go ahead and give us that good old lap counter like the Pro League's got, make it a whole lot easier.
I will not disagree with that statement.
This has turned out to be a pretty good race.
Yes, it has. And I believe
Agreed.
the way it sits, Mountain Dew Southern Series, I believe they're just hanging on to that lead that they have right now. If the race were to end today, I believe they would take the victory over Victory Lane Racing. But still, a lot of laps to go. I believe they're going to have one more stop.
Yeah, they've got to. They getting all shook up back towards the back. I'm not for sure who's where, but I think a little frustration and aggression may start coming into this. We start closing down into stage 3. About 26 to go, so everybody wants that. Well, now everybody gets points for your finish, but you still want to have your team up in the top 10 for the more points.
Well, especially if you're VLR, those guys need the points. They're 16 behind starting the stage. They need to try to get those back. And of course, each team now being down one competitor, only 9, or I guess only 18 out of 29 for each team still remain on the racetrack. So they're going to have to really work hard to get the points.
Well, Trav, just to answer your question out there, we're at lap 108 of 134. But yes, we need a lap counter.
Here we go.
And again, it looks like the 18 and 24 both got a fantastic jump off the restart box. 18, again, hitting that restart box with perfection, and they are just bad fast as they exit turn 2.
We've got cars scattering all over the back. Y'all see the front going on. There's always something going on in the back. It looks like it was a K Sipple in briefs. And we got them going again into the wall.
We're still under full song right now. About to see if the caution will indeed come out. He's coming to the line.
I know you all don't want me to mention this, but that Chase Elliott, he is coming back through the field after that earlier incident, as he is going below the 41 in the number 2 car. I talked about him before this race. He is still in contention to take this race win. It'll be interesting to see how the end of this race turns out. It looks like they are under manual caution.
Now, I'm not for sure, but BHD, did you say anything about the number 3 car? Because he looks like he is also fell to a server issue.
Oh no, that is a huge stab for the Victory Lane Racing if indeed that car has lagged. Now they are one car down, and he was running up front for a majority of the day.
Indeed, one of their stronger cars been around the top 5, top 6 most of the day, and they need the points. So once again, losing another competitor not going to help their case any, as they're once again down by 16. So what to see? Where are we sitting on the count? Worm should be about lap 110.
111 of 134.
So yeah, let's see. Right there,
Right
we are
there
very,
in the pit
very
window.
close. Pit window to be open. About 3 or 4 laps from being able to make it once you pit. So we'll have to see this. If it goes green, I don't think it will right now. But if it goes green, fuel mileage could come into play. You could theoretically save that, especially under this caution, because we probably won't go green till probably about 113, 114. So you're going to be right there on the money. As far as once we go green, if we get another caution, it'll definitely be good to pit and make it.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, you might have to save a little bit of fuel.
Now, Worm, Victory Lane Racing, the league owner, what are you telling those drivers now that they have indeed another driver end up DCing from the race? What are you telling those drivers? Obviously, it's a huge blow. Guys are starting to get frustrated. What do they have to do to persevere through this?
Patience and teamwork, because VRL can win the race, but if you don't have your team hanging towards the top to make up that 16-point deficit, you're as dead as a fish in the water on this. I mean, you've got to stay together as a team and make sure all of y'all work up far enough to make up that deficit. And the way everybody's racing, I don't see it being a problem, and I can see it coming down between being 10 to 30 point difference in the final scoring.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Worm. If I am the 38 car in the 21 car, though, I am definitely wasting any time to try to get up front. You have the top 4 guys coming from the Mountain Dew Southern Series team, so you're definitely trying to do everything that you can to get in between those drivers to split some of those points up.
Well, I think, like somebody in chat said, they're going to need some liquor and some scotch by the time this race is over with. So yeah, well, when they go green, they're going to be sitting right at 20 to go.
Right now,
Definitely
we're sitting.
Fuel.
Yeah, it's
I'm wondering.
right there at that fuel window.
So your top 2 drivers, you have the 2 car of Baby Jaybirds and the 38 car of Punisher 9092, both from the Mountain Dew Southern Series, followed by the Chase Elliott 9 of the Southern Series and PTH the GOAT. And then behind them, you have the 41 car and 21 car, both from Victory Lane Racing.
So VLR is trying to get some of their cars back up here, but they're gonna have to do I think a little bit more, and also they're gonna have to try to get around the 2 Southern Series guys that are up in front of them. That's gonna help a lot.
What is interesting to see is the number 2 car and the 38 car. We have not seen these guys out front a whole lot.
Indeed, and I'm interested to see if what kind of speed they have. You said we haven't seen them up here a whole lot. I'd be interested to see what kind of speed they have. If they can hang around up here, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I might be wondering to see if these guys allow the 18 car and the 9 car to go back. Clearly been the 2 of the faster cars for the majority of the night, followed by the 20. I'm wondering if the number 4 car and the 48 will be able to make their way back. They're right now sitting in the back half of the pack, so it'll be interesting to see if those guys can make their way up front, conserve their tires, conserve their fuel, and be able to pull this race off.
Well, here we go. Headed back for turn 1. The 18 once again on the jump. Oh, well, but he's not alone, though. A lot of guys up here got a pretty even restart.
Looks like Baby Jaybird got a good jump on it that time.
And PTH going down low. Baby Jaybird going way up top of the racetrack, allowing the 18 to go by. 38
like
car will be following
the corner.
suit. 9 car pushing him.
I think what happened right there is I think he drove it really deep into the corner, tried to stick the bottom, couldn't hold it. The nose went up the racetrack, and the whole car went up with it, slid up to the wall, couldn't hold it. And the 18 took advantage. He's been so good at holding the car on the bottom all night long, and it now shows right there. Makes a mistake is made in front of him. He takes advantage, goes right on by.
And we got some tight racing, trying to battle for that second position. You have 6 drivers vying for that second place spot. It's just exciting to watch. You have the number 9 car sitting down below, 21 car in second place, 24, 2, 38, all 3 wide, 14 car 3 wide. We got 22 spinning in turn 2.
22 was in trouble earlier in the race. We'll have to see if that brings out a caution. I don't know if there was contact.
Oh, we have another accident.
That. Oh, there we go. That's probably going to be a caution.
Yeah, so now it's coming down.
To wait and see. Leader hits the line right here, and I expect him to be checking up.
Oh, looks like we're staying green.
Indeed. It looks like the officials decided, you know what, not enough of an incident to bring out a caution, so they're going to keep it green. Pit window is open now to make it a one more stop. I don't know if I'd be pitting, though. Of course, you could save. And I think if you're further back, or you were involved in that incident, like I think if you're the 22, I think maybe now you start trying to implement a little bit of save strategy to see what you can do and come up with on that strategy, because you're kind of far back now. It's not really a whole lot else you can do. Maybe try to cut out a pit stop.
I think these teams are going to play a game of some chicken. They're not going to go unless the other team goes. They're both going to try to stick it out as far as they can and try to make it to the end of this race.
I think I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think there's going to be some mind games played. I think you'll see a couple guys, though, further in the back. Maybe try that, especially those that were involved in that incident as well. Oh, never mind. That was a lag. I thought the caution came out for a second, but we're okay. But 18 has a okay lead, not too big, but he's got a little bit of a gap over second place. Not very large at all, but enough of one that he can kind of ride comfortably. These guys have really spread out now, so I actually really do think we can get a green flag run in right here.
Yeah, I'm sitting behind the number 9 car as he makes his bottom of the 21, making that pass. I've been saying all day long, you have to watch out for that Chase Elliott 9 car. He was having a struggles early part in the race, even in the stage 2, but it seems like he's found his own here in stage 3.
Indeed, I think maybe wait a minute. I'll say this. Looks like you might have broken your curse, sir, but you just talked about him again.
Oh, don't be saying that. The last thing I hope for is any of these drivers falling under my spell. So, see if the 21 car can battle back, get that second spot. Of course, these points are oh so crucial. So far, Mountain Dew Southern Series owns these top 2 spots.
Yep. So don't say nothing about any numbers. Maybe everything will stay good.
Ouch. We'll see. I tell you what, though, 18 is just
like we got one
pulling
spinning
away. Hard to see if that brings out a caution.
See number 11 car of Briefer Sub. He is currently behind the pace. I do not believe that is going to be a caution, as I believe they're going to stay green.
Indeed.
As the 18 car has a huge lead now as they exit turn 3.
Yeah, but something we've got to figure in now. Gas.
Indeed. Nobody, I don't think right now, is good to the end. I think there's going to be some saving going on towards the back of this field. So, especially now if you're the 11 22, I think you kind of jump on the same strategy that I'd be on if I was also the 22 car, which is coast it through the corners. I don't know that you'll lose a lap, but I think right now, being as far back as they are, and it looks like we're going to probably... I feel like I'm going to jinx it by saying it, but we might take the rest of this race under green. Cautions close at 5 to go, so we don't get any more. So if we can get to that point, we won't have another caution for the rest of the day. So, in saying that, I think if I'm the 22, the 11, any of these guys that kind of got caught up in single car incidents, no caution was called for them, I definitely think I try to save some fuel. Now, if you're up front in either 18,
and the 18 car is taking pit road this time.
Never mind. He took
so
my
it looks
question
like
away.
they are taking. So it looks like we will get our first set of green flag stops for the first time this race, and not at a more crucial time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because if you're a couple laps short, you've got to take into factor pit road's closed to the go.
Now this is going to make or break the. This is going to make or break the Mountain Dew Southern Series team as Chase Elliott also comes down pit road. I see a couple of Victory Lane Racer guys also coming down pit road. 24 has also come down. 38, 22, 19. A lot of Mountain Dew Southern Series drivers are going down pit road, so obviously those guys are in sync on what their strategy should be.
Now, I'm interested who stays out. Well, I think that depends. I think if I'm a Victory Lane Racing guy and I pit, I think I'm going to take 2. I think I don't know. That's a tough decision, though. It really is. I don't know. It's a big gamble. I honestly, I don't know. I'm good at this stuff, but that's a tough call.
If I'm any one of these drivers and I go down pit, at least taking 2 tires, you just eat so much at that right front. No matter what setup you decide to choose, that you have to take at least 2 tires, especially if you go extended amount of laps on green.
Indeed. Now I'm curious. I wonder who the leader is now, and also, Worm, where are we sitting on lap count?
Laps we're at 126 out of 134, so we're within about 6 laps to go.
Just about 7 laps to go right now. Tell you what, about 2 laps away from cautions, 2-3 laps away from cautions closing.
Now, if I'm the number 9,
ring in people's ears as well.
Now, if I'm the number 9 and the number 18 car, you guys just took tires. You took 2 laps. I'm assuming they took 2 tires on the right sides. I would not be battling each other at all one bit as the 18 car goes below the 9. I am sitting right behind each other, and I am working together to conserve those tires. That way you're able to make your way up the race field.
Indeed. I'm looking to see who's the leader now.
I'm trying to track it down. The highest I can tell you is 4th. 4th is Diesel Dude. 5th is Car 59. 6th is the GOAT. 7 is Chase Elliott, and 8th is Bad Hunt House. So
even as it stands right now, the 18 who was the leader has only fallen back to 7th place. So he's still, even after his pit stop, still remains in the 7th position. And actually, I believe that might be the 6th place car.
22 that's winning the wall coming out of 2.
Interesting.
And you've got to remember, after this lap now, there's no cautions.
Indeed. Actually, I don't remember. It already be closed. We'll see, though. Yeah, here I'm looking on the 18. He's going to try to make his way around.
So we have 21 car as the leader. So far, the 48 is below him. Right now, they have a huge lead. From what the chat does say, those 2 will make it on fuel. So it'll be interesting to see how those cars handle out and if they indeed will make it.
And I think that's the strategy those guys need to pull. The 48 we mentioned, he was fast stage 1, early stage 2, got caught in an incident. So now, albeit on fuel mileage, if he can make it, he'll have found himself back up where he originally was running. This could be a good strategy play for them, but they better hope they actually really are good on fuel.
Yeah, because if it pans out right, there's about 4 to go.
4 to go. As they come exiting turn 3, they'll have 3 to go as they cross the start-finish line. So these guys' tires, they have to be running pretty low on those tires also. So they're doing everything they can to make sure those tires, I can see they're going into turn 1. They are really babying it going into those corners. But again, they have quite a bit of a lead. They can afford to take a little bit of extra time to ensure that they don't make any mistakes.
Well, the 18 right now is going by the start-finish line, so that just kind of goes to show you where everybody landed. And also, I'll mention this too. The 18 is that the 9 right there? They're racing a little bit. I don't know that they need to be doing that.
All right, well,
Let's
I
see, hang on.
believe 48 is the leader.
That's not the
according to
9.
Chat. And if it is, that's that blessed hands that everybody was talking about, who's pretty much been sleeping most of the stage, but he got that holy water blessed, and he's found himself up front.
The holy fuel tank.
He better hope he's got no water in that fuel tank.
As they come down to 1 lap to go, assuming it to be 1 lap to go. Oh, they just finished the race. 48 car looks like he has come across a checkered flag. Looks like he will win the race.
And it looks like VRL took the top 6.
That will be a huge point swing if that is the case.
With Mountain Dew taking 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Now that is going to be a huge point swing. Now it goes to show that pit strategy means everything, especially at these types of racetracks. If Kay Harvick, if you are Mountain Dew Southern Series, what are you thinking on that pit strategy?
I'm thinking I should have saved some fuel or something because I think it's going to bite us. I'm just going to try to do some quick math real quick.
Everybody was a lap down except the top 5. So that pit strategy may have played out. And he was blessed.
Stroker Ace, 1971, 48 snuck in this. It will be a close race. Yes, I agree with you, Hole. It will be a close points race. We had ourselves a great race here for the Fast Family Racing League Showdown. Fantastic racing by both drivers. It looks like pit strategy prevailed on all parties. So
this is going to be interesting.
All right, to see what happens here. Waiting on Slot Job and those guys to get back in here. And actually, I'm going to see if I can
do a quick
They're going to need to pause the race.
That was.
And I mean,
they may have made up those 16 points.
It's going to be close.
Like I said, I'm willing to say it's going to be around a 15 to 30 point.
Oh, I think it'll be less than that.
If they took the top 5 positions, I mean that's definitely going to work out in their favor. You're looking at 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 plus another 5. You're looking at 12 points at least right there. So they definitely close the gap. So it's going to be a very close race.
But also with the points you've got to take, is any of them going to be penalized? Is any of the points going to take a negative factor on it?
Commentator booth, guys. Diesel, go to. Oh yeah, you can't.
Waiting on everybody to get in here because we're going to get you guys some interviews with
we got people
top 3 drivers from each league as well as your owners. Waiting on our officials.
Yep,
as
we're
well.
coming here.
Oh, there
we're
he is.
trying to get everybody in here.
That was interesting. It came down to a pit strategy.
Yeah.
And I personally can say too, I fell victim to the bad pit timing.
Yeah,
But-
those boys put on a great race.
But what can you say? That's racing. I mean, you
Yep.
take a gamble. We wasn't at Vegas. Somebody's mind got out on the beach instead of the casino. So
Yeah, I blew all my money last night. I gambled it all away and lost.
All right, are the commentators ready to do some interviews?
I think
Mhm.
so.
All right. Why don't one of you start with our winner from the great league of VLRL, Victory Lane Racing League, Blessed Hands.
How you doing?
blessed hands. Everybody talked
Yes,
about
sir.
you in the chat. You was fast. You was a sleeper in stage 3. Where did you come from, man? I mean, how did you plan it out?
Well, about 11 or 12 laps to go, I heard my teammates talking about gas, how they was 1 lap short, 2 laps short. I looked at mine and I said, I'm 1 lap short and I got a shifter. I might as well start taking that a gear and save gas. And I had plenty of gas. It was
Bless-
a no-brainer after that.
Blessed Hands 28, you had your share of struggles. You were dominating in the beginning of the race. You started to fall back a little bit in stages 2 in the beginning of stage 3. What was going through your mind as you were continuously getting caught up in Wrexham?
Frustration. Early stage 2, when that first caution come out and I pitted from 5th, I knew I shouldn't have pitted, but I'm a sucker for 4 tires. What can I say?
I think we all are.
Well, it definitely worked out in your favor at the end. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, your next interview from Mountain Dew Southern Series is going to be Jay the Berserk.
Is he in here?
I
don't
believe
think he
he's
made it
on
in here.
VLR.
Or,
Yeah,
sorry,
Jay the Berserk is
my
on
bad.
VLR.
My bad. Other side. Apologies.
Well, you got him. Uh-oh.
We're trying to track him down, I think.
I think he's in the other chat. Let me go see if I can find him.
Do we have Diesel Dude?
No, not in here.
Okay. How about One Texas from
One Texas
VL? Yeah. How about you take him?
All right. Hey there, man. Texas. Hello.
Harvick?
Oh, there you go. All right, man. How was your race today? I know I saw you up front quite a bit, but as it worked out, top 5 kind of got shuffled up at the end, kind of on pit strategy. But I guess first, real quick, walk me through the first 2 stages of the race for you. How were your first 2 stages?
You got a copy, Tex?
I've got him turned up.
One Texas.
All right.
All right, we'll move on. We'll catch up with him in a minute.
He's so
How
fast.
about we talk to, I believe, Chase Elliott from Mountain Dew Southern Series.
Chase Elliott's not in here right now. I just texted him. He is going to be coming in here shortly.
Okay, how about PTH the GOAT?
Same story.
Same story. What about Infamous?
I am here.
We've
There
got
we
one. We've got a
Yeah,
winner.
We got a representative of the Mountain Dew Southern Series, folks.
Hey.
He came off the beach.
Well, man, walk me through the first 2 stages of your race. I know you guys kind of started off behind the 8 ball, then ended up really getting yourself ahead, and then we don't know what the situation is now. But how was the first 2 stages of the race for you? How'd you feel?
So me personally, I've been racing less because of work. So this was really my first long race in, I don't know, a month and a half or so. So I was kind of nervous going into it. We got a lot of talented drivers in this series, and I was kind of worried. Qualified 12th, I was like, oh, I'll hang in the middle of the pack. Didn't expect my car to be that fast. Just, getting caught up in, guys bouncing off the wall kind of messed me up a little bit there in the second stage. But, coming into the third stage, I felt good about where my car was running. It was just, just trying to stay clean and race as hard as I can.
Looks like we had ourselves a Matt Kansas of the group here in the Fast Family Racing League Showdown. So congratulations to you, MEA Infamous.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look. 1 second here. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. We have. Actually, I think we now have. Is that Chase Elliott in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. Why don't you take Mr. Chase Elliott?
All right, Chase, man. Chat was talking about you. These guys were talking about you the whole race. You were gonna be fast. You kept getting caught up in quite a few incidents on the first couple stages. How did that go for you? And then, ultimately, what brought you up towards the front in stage 3?
Well, honestly, my wheel, I don't know. I just didn't reset. I couldn't reset my game, and my wheel was acting up. But there at the end of stage 2, I unplugged it from the Xbox and replugged it in, and it seemed to straighten it out a little better. But I don't know, with the wheel messing up, it was just being loose off the turns. It just wasn't helping me with the feedback all the way up and everything.
Good job battling through adversity. How did the pit strategy play out on your end though? The final stage once we got under green.
Well, it definitely didn't work out for us towards the end. That's for sure.
All right. Congrats working your way up through, battling through adversity, and coming home with a pretty good finish.
And
did it.
And Mike, first name basis Mike, I will personally take responsibility for your struggles. I seem to have jinxed every single driver that I have praised tonight. So, and they either lagged out or they ended up wrecking and finishing toward the back. So I apologize wholeheartedly for that.
Yeah, by the end of stage 3, we pretty much had to tell them to stop picking numbers. We wanted everybody to finish. Even the pace car, he spoke good of, and we saw how that turned out.
I apologize. I couldn't get connected a while ago, guys. I'm in here now.
Texas is here.
Texas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start where I left off with you. But man, how was your? We saw you up towards the front most of the day. How was the first 2 stages for you? I guess brief summary.
Yeah, I mean, started out in 3rd place and just kind of got some draft and just kind of held my position there for about the first 10 laps, and then I just was taking it easy and using the draft to my advantage to keep my tires cool. And I was able to, when I started pushing the car, I was just rolling the bottom, and I was really rolling around the bottom really good, and it was just getting really good grip coming off the corner, and I was able to make a couple of passes for second and for first, and then once I got into first, I was able to keep the lead for a pretty good amount of time, and I just kept holding my line and running, trying to hit my marks consistently, and that's pretty much sums it up. Now, I mean, as far as pit stops goes, I had some clean pit stops and made some pretty good tire adjustments. Got my tires pretty much to where I wanted them, and my tire wear was actually doing pretty well. It was lasting a pretty good while, throughout the runs, and so I was happy with that. And, so that's what kind of helped me in the first 2 stages. And then I got, in the 3rd stage, got some incidents that happened, and car got damaged for quite a bit, and kind of fell back in track position. But at the very end of the race, I don't know if you asked me that part or not, but I'm going to finish up by saying that at the end of the race, I just went into fuel strategy mode, man, and was able to save like 7 laps.
Well,
just running half.
Texas.
seems to work pretty well for you. And congrats on kind of recovering. I know you real fast the first couple stages, struggled a little bit stage 3. Great job on the fuel mileage there, figuring that out and coming home. Oh, the solid finish.
Oh yeah.
Texas,
Thank you.
I want to ask you something. The start of stage 3 were one of those cautions.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on your team pitted. Everybody from Mountain Dew stayed out. Did you kind of get worried, panicky a little bit of what the strategy everybody was playing?
No. We had kind of discussed it, and it was a group effort, and we kind of felt like if we all did that together with fresh tires, with them staying out, the only panic part about it was, the wrecks and the lag that I was seeing. I was kind of worried that we were going to get some more damage on our cars back there, but we had decided that it would benefit us more taking tires and on fresh tires and just working together in the back and using draft to get us back to the front. So that's why we made that call.
So y'all had y'all a good strategy when they all pitted, or when they all stayed out. Y'all, we're gonna pit and we're gonna ride this out and see how it plays.
Right.
That seemed to be a good choice. I believe there was 5 cars on the lead lap, all with VRL or VLR.
Mm-hmm.
So pits played, gas played, and laps played in y'all's favor on this one. Plus,
yeah, it did.
I believe blessed hands through the holy water on everybody. So
yeah, he's real good at winning races and pulling them out in the end. And yeah, he's fast. But I just got caught, back there in the back, and I just couldn't get back up there.
I guess long story short here is it's going to be a tight points race. Obviously, first stage went to VRL Racing.
1 point.
By 1 point.
The closest deficit in stages so
with
far.
the Mountain Dew Southern Series pulling ahead by 16 points in the second stage. Third stage, we don't know who won because obviously the pit strategy played a huge part in favor of Victory Lane Racing. Hopefully it's a tight battle. I don't know who's going to be winning this. Let's just say it's too close to call from the announcer's booth.
Well, we'll see in a minute here. But first,
I need sorry, real quick. Chase, did you have the finishing results too?
I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
No, you're good. Texas, you got it? Can you send them to me? Because I just need the last 5 positions, please.
The last 5.
I know 7th was me, 8th was Pete. Pete.
I need 16th through 20th.
Well, the 6 and the
The 6 was the first one to lag out.
and the 51 lagged out.
Yeah, I know it was Chubb and then
KFB.
the 51. Yeah, so I just need where on Warren, Shark Card, and Briefer Sub were.
Well, I didn't get, but let's see. Hang on a minute.
In the meantime, who else do we have for try to wrap these up while you guys are getting that straight?
Did you get Infamous?
Yes.
You got Infamous. Did you get? I think you got everybody.
Yeah.
So
you haven't talked to Blessed yet. Is he in here yet?
Nope, I haven't seen him yet.
He left.
So why don't we
that holy water? He's happy.
Why don't we go over what's happening tomorrow?
I don't have
yeah.
after 10th. I mean, I scrolled down, but and I did a recorded clip on it, but recorded car.
In the meantime, yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. We do have more racing action tomorrow night. See where we sit on that. Let me see if I can get it up.
I believe it's
Give me a minute, guys.
Sprite Cup Series and
And while we're waiting on that, chat, please comment below. Who do you guys think won tonight's battle between Mountain Dew Southern Series and the Victory Lane Racing? Please let us know your thoughts.
All right, continue forward. By the way, I've heard you. Heard you. What do we got lined up?
Sprite Cup Series, and I'm trying to remember. I don't have the
Oh,
Sprite
roster
Cup
right in front
Series
of me.
and MAGA are going up.
MAGA,
MAGA.
MAGA, yep.
Okay, I do have it.
Should be a good race. Believe they
You
will
got it, Texas?
be at also
16th through
I think
21st.
they're-
Is that what you
16
did?
through. Yep, that's what I need, please.
And there was a little bit of time change on that, I believe, wasn't there, Slide
No, actually,
No,
that
we're
one's going to
good.
go off
That's
at
right.
9 p.m.
9
9
p.m.
p.m. tomorrow at Homestead, so we're right back here. We didn't have Homestead for the longest time, and we're going to be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Same place, same time, 2 different leagues. Another league will be punching their ticket to the second round of road courses. But right now, we're just moments away from finding out probably one of the tightest battles that we've seen so far. We just want to make sure we can confirm all the results, and we'll get that to you in a moment.
Well, and I'll say this: I think this is definitely probably going to be around the 15, 16 point mark, if not less than that. I wouldn't be shocked to see this in single-digit points. This has been one of the closest battles we've had so far. Started off stage 1 point. Stage 2, Mountain Dew Southern started that stage behind by 1 point. They ended up ending the stage ahead 1 point over VLR. But those guys came back with really solid finishes up in the top 5 with a good fuel strategy late in the race. This is going to be really close, especially being too top 5. Of course, they swept all the top 5. Also, there's a 5 point difference between first and second, and I think that's going to play a big factor into this.
Yeah, we swept the top 6.
Oh, sick! That's even better. So, big swing right there. So we'll see where we line up here shortly.
I just got the finishing order from Texas, so I will have the results for you in a moment.
And you actually only have the top 5 on the lead lap. Everybody else one
Was a
lap
lap
down.
down. Yep.
More.
Yeah, that was
So,
that pit factor.
It was
played into
it was
right there.
Blessed Hands was first. Second was Jay the Berserk in the 21. He was in second place. Third was Diesel Dude in the 14. And then I finished 4th. And then 5th was Car Panther in the
Hey,
41.
Yes, sir.
Can you take a look at the general chat real quick?
One moment.
I'm reading that right now.
But as BHD was saying, guys, comment and chat. Who you guys think is going to come out on top? It's going to be a close one. Also, what did you guys think of the race? Did you like it? I thought we had some good racing. That stage 2 finish was really good. Really fun to watch. So,
Honestly, I think it's too close to call. Stage 1, you obviously had a point differential between Victory Lane Racing and Mountain Dew Southern Series. But in Stage 2, Mountain Dew Southern Series was able to spread out a 16-point gap ahead of Victory Lane Racing. But, of course, in Stage 3, pit strategy prevailed as Victory Lane Racing was able to take the top 6 spots, I believe, of the final race. So that's definitely going to swing points the other way, just depending on how much that will be.
Yeah, it's going to be a good little
indeed.
shake-up.
Oh, and I'll say this too. The one thing though that VLR did have going against them was the fact that they had. Well, no, never mind, because the 19 never actually lagged out. But yeah, so of course each team both had lost a driver. So it still ended up on a level playing field. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see how this all turns out. Of course, final stage, everybody gets points based on their finishing position. So that's all gonna total in here. But yeah, I'll say this about the race though. First two stages really entertaining. We had quite a few green flag laps. Also had quite a few cautions though. Um, kind of had a mixed bag. Really good stage two finish, like I mentioned. Side by side coming to the line, and then stage three we started off with a lot of cautions. A lot of cautions. Then we got about 22 to go, somewhere in that area. 23. We finally went back green, and we went green for the rest of the way. So race ended on a long green flag run. We had some green flag pit stops, and of course, Victory Lane Racing. Those guys pulled a great fuel strategy, or at least quite a few of them did. Lapped everybody. Top five were the only ones on the lap course. All those guys being at Victory Lane Racing put a really good fuel mileage strategy. Ultimately, we're able to come home with the top 6 spots in the race. So that, like you said, BHD and Worm, that's really going to sway the points. What did you guys think of the race? So I thought it was a really good race. So I had a good variety of everything, from close racing to pit strategy, cautions, green flag racing, everything from in between.
It was one of the more intense ones that I've seen through the tournament. I mean, the point spread in stage one and two is probably, if not the closest one so far in the tournament. So it's going to come down to stage three, and the pit strategy is going to decide with those top
All right.
five.
The results are in.
Drum roll.
Triple check them just to make sure everything's going good. And so, unofficially, as you know, we always have time to review afterwards. Mountain Dew Southern Series is going to come in with a total in stage three of 249. So a solid stage three for them. But we did see that pit strategy come out for Victory Lane, and they're going to come home with 285. But you know, we did have a differential, so that's going to come with a grand total of 302 for Mountain Dew Southern Series, and a grand total of 342 for Victory Lane. So unofficially, Victory Lane Racing League is going to take the victory here at Homestead. So I'm going to
Solid job by
speak with.
PMG.
Yep, I'm going to speak with. Let's see if he's still in here. Actually, yep, we're gonna speak with Texas. So, Mr. Texas, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Texas. So, you heard the unofficial results. Unofficially, your team is moving on to the next round. So, tell me how proud of your guys, and what are you looking forward to for the next round if the results stand?
Um, yeah, I'm real proud of my guys, man. And like I said, the only thing that I was frustrated about was the stacking up on the restarts, people not holding the pace speed that they should have been holding, and I saw some cars swaying side to side, and there was some lag issues. Also, of course, with some different cars and stuff like that. But I guess with the servers and stuff like that, you're gonna have things like that. Um, it was mainly just the pace speed that was like that last stage. The reason why a lot of people got frustrated of it is because right there at the end we pitted and before that very very last um, one, and then before us staying out. I know they made the very last pit stop, but I mean the pit stop before that one, um, and there was a caution, and it really stacked up the field and caused a lot of damage to a lot of our cars, and it was just really getting. It was like more than one time that had happened, like 2 or 3 times like that, and it was just getting frustrating. And I apologize, for Unwarn's behavior. Like I said, he had texted me and he had already apologized about it. He said he just went ahead and left because he didn't want to be disrespectful. Um, he felt like that, he didn't know why he was being put to the back of the field. So I guess he was confused um, on what was going on. There was a lot of race chatter while you guys were trying to talk. So a lot of times it was hard for people to understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
But
seemed like
other
there
than
was a lot of confusion on the pit road, either being open or closed, or there
yeah,
was a lot of
it
confusion
was.
there.
It was. I would suggest, and this is just my suggestion. I mean, I can hear you guys fine, but I'm just saying and I remember Anthony had told me before, make sure you tell everybody during the race to keep the race chatter down, and I stressed that to my guys a lot, but I still heard a lot of talking going on, and it was like when whenever a caution would come out, when we would be really close to pit road, no one could hear. I just think that in the future, you guys might need to say, pit road's open this time. Make sure you guys, if you do want to pit, y'all can pit, stress it a lot more than saying it. I don't know if y'all said it more than once or whatever, but like before you get, if the cars are close, make sure you say it way sooner because it's hard to distinguish that, when we get, there was a couple of times there where I know I didn't hear it a couple of times. I didn't know what we were doing. I was like, what are we doing? It was just kind of
Yeah,
difficult. It was
we always try to
confusing.
stress it multiple times. We always try to. I never try to in something important like that. I never try to say it just once. Always
Yeah.
multiple times, and
Yeah.
that's why we always try to maintain a quiet Discord because there's a lot going on at once. As I think a lot of teams have seen so far that have gone.
Hmm.
And all right, I think we have Chase back with us. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Chase. So, unofficially, you guys will not be moving on, but obviously, the points don't become official until after complete review. But, if it is you that is going home tonight, tell us, what your thoughts are on the whole tournament and the hard work your guys put in.
I think we all did a good job. I mean, if we lose, that's fine. I mean, we're running 3 series, so we got enough to keep us busy.
Absolutely. Yeah, every league coming in, we really appreciate taking the time out of their busy league schedules to come race with us. So we would like to see you again, hopefully, whether it is in the next round or it is next tournament. You guys are fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and tell the fans at home, if they want to follow your league or they want to join your league, how can they do that?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, just under Mountain Dew Southern Series. Right now, that's the only social platform we have, but I'm thinking about putting it on Twitter here within the next week or so.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely a great idea. We engage a lot with fans and potential drivers on our Twitter at Fast Family RL. So we definitely would encourage you to do so. And you guys put on a great show tonight. So I think the fans really enjoyed it, and we really thank you for racing with us.
Yes, we definitely appreciate it.
And Ford, did you have any final thoughts from tonight?
No, I just want to know, knowing that they pulled a fuel strategy, what would you have done different if you knew they were going to pull fuel strategy?
I think that's for
And
you,
that's
Chase.
going to Chase Elliott.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said if you knew that beforehand if they were going to pull fuel strategy, would you have done anything different or not?
I thought we made the right call. We're actually honestly still trying to figure out how they were able to save that much fuel, but No, not necessarily. I think we made the right call with what we did, but just wish it would have played out better.
Well, you definitely had some fast cars on the track, and like you said, we hope you come back for the next one. It is an unofficial result until we figure out and review everything. And but yeah, if things don't go that way, we hope to see you in the next round. We hope to see your league around, and we'll definitely be looking for those social media accounts so we can keep track.
Awesome. Sounds good, man.
Well, thank you very much for y'all coming out.
And last but not least, before the commentators wrap this up, I do want to extend a thank you to Worm Rider, Kevin Harvick fan, and Devin Allen, aka BHD Money. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. You guys did a fantastic job in the booth tonight, so thank you guys. And thank you to Sam, who tried to be the pace car tonight and unfortunately lagged out right from the beginning, but we really appreciate it. And thank you guys for donating your time, and we will see you guys back tomorrow. So
I will also take personal responsibility for the lag out of the pace car.
Commentary jinx.
Hey, Victory Lane Racing, thanks you guys, man, for putting this on. We do appreciate you guys. Y'all did a great job. Great job.
Thank you guys for putting this on. I know it's a lot of work owning my own league. I can't imagine trying to control what 42 leagues are doing and doing all this plus the points and everything so quickly. So hats off to all you guys. This is a lot of work. I can relate to it in some ways, but I cannot even begin to imagine the work that goes into this. I know I'm one part of it, but you guys have the harder job. We get to call these things. Thank you for letting us do it. I know I love doing it. It's so much fun. But that's for me. I do want to say though, great and interesting turnaround though. So through the race, VLR start off 1 point ahead of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew in second stage, Langston's and leapfrogs them, gets out to a 16-point lead, and then at the end of the race, VLR with a huge turnaround in points comes back and ends up gaining back that 16-point gap, and then also extending their lead by 40. So, and ultimately, unofficially, keyword, taking home this round for them, or this race, and moving on to the road course round. Congrats to the Mountain Dew Southern Series. They put up a great fight, made it a great race. I had a lot of fun. This is, to me, one of the best and most competitive races we've had so far.
And I second that. I second those comments. I appreciate Slidejaw for allowing me the opportunity to help commentate alongside Wormbrider. Me and him go back quite a ways. So I definitely appreciate the opportunity to help commentate for you guys. Yeah, it was a really tight competitive race. I loved every minute of it. We saw a lot of back and forth between the two leagues, and hopefully we see that more as this tournament goes along.
Yeah, it was some tight
More exciting racing to come.
It was tight. Everybody, I mean, it was the field wasn't stretched out. If you noticed, if you looked at the track map, the cars weren't all the way around the track. They were all on the back stretch or going into the corner. Everybody was together. It was tight racing. It really was.
Yeah, that's been one of the more competitive races of the tournament so far. Was that tonight?
Yeah.
And I believe tomorrow we're doing it again at Homestead. It's race 13.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, we are right back here at Homestead tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Sprite versus MAGA for I believe that's race number
13.
13. Yeah, 13.
Yep.
So we're rolling.
And Mr. Slidejob, do you want to specify who will be streaming that race?
Yeah. Give me just one moment, and we will give you the full details. No, I don't want to give you guys just partial. You guys deserve more than that. So tomorrow night, Atlanta Racing is back in the booth, and he's going to have two guests with him. One we're going to leave special, unknown,
I
but the
know
other
who it
one
is.
is making his first time debut in the tournament. We're going to see Pizza Wayne in the booth with Atlanta Racing. So we will see those two guys among a third tomorrow night at Homestead. Should be a one you do not want to miss. So definitely check
And
that
I
out tomorrow.
and I promise you guys, you'll like the guest. I may or may not already have seen who that is based on what I know. But you guys are going to be excited about who that is. Definitely want to tune into that one.
All right, guys. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All
You
right,
too.
have a
Thank
good
you.
night, guys. And
All
thank you to
right,
the
good night.
fans.
Yep.
Yes.
Thanks for everybody that was watching. Hope we put on a good show for you.
Indeed, it was.
Worm, do you want to close this out for the night?
So, on behalf of myself, the commentary booth, Fast Family Racing League, thank you for the tournament. I know Mr. Slide and Ford Tough have a tough job dealing with everything they're going to be dealing with. And somebody made a clip earlier today, and I hope it will play out. He's probably going to give me heck for it, but let's see if this will play out.
Kermit the Frog here, and I just wanted to say hello to my little friend.
And with that being said, everybody stay safe. Be sure to catch Atlanta Racing tomorrow night at 9. Fast Family Racing's out.